Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing? Hope you're all having a lovely day. That's gonna still work. I will still hydrate, but a lot of the alerts turned off. Let's just get that band-aid ripped off nice. Um, I'm not. I don't have the Twitch and Grade throwing system turned on for this evening, and here is the first of the things I need to do before we get started. This is going to be very, very long. Uh, turns out I recorded some footage because there's like clips of stuff I want to refer to throughout Life is Strange. And then I got started editing it. I kept going. I kept finding more footage for stuff that I wanted to say, and I kept going. And let's just say I've got a lot of things to say about this game. Um, no, it might be that I'm quiet. I did adjust some stuff. Hang on. Hopefully that fixes it. I had to change stuff to set up, so it should be hopefully better now. 50% better. So does it need to get even more better, Erica? That's the real question. Could it be more better? Because we can add more better. Eat the microphone. I was real weird on the VOD when I upload it to YouTube. Anyway. I put the microphone too close to my face, the camera doesn't capture it. But you know, that one's just for you because you asked nicely. Satan, you taste so good. Repeat stuff. Yes, that is a good reference. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, things to cover. This is gonna be really, really long. Apologies in advance. I have a lot of things to say about this game. I really like this game. Is the thing I want to say right off the bat. It's not gonna be me just like tearing this game apart for the entire 3 hours that ended up being that I edited this video to. Number 2, pitching grades rank systems turned off so that we don't have massive distractions while we're getting through all of this. And 3, content warning. We do have exclamation mark VGBC turned on for tonight, but there you go. Gives a quick breakdown of what we're doing here, critical literacy analysis of the game Life is Strange, and there's the content warnings, just a quick recap of those: drug use, violence, suicide, and sexual violence. So if any of those are going to be things you go, nope, can't do it, that is okay. Stay safe. Feel free to leave at any point in time. You don't want to use drugs, you don't have to. There is references to drug use in the game, right? That is why it's a content warning. The content of the game includes all those things. Now, we don't have anything on the screen just yet. Let me just give the quick rundown because we're going to jump into this pretty quick. We did talk about this in the last episode of the Video Game Book Club, so for anyone who missed that, Life is Strange is a choice-based narrative game that is focuses around the life of Max Caulfield, who is a person, like a girl, who goes to a high school. So weird. She's supposed to be like 18, but it's like she's in high school. I'm like, that's old to still be in high school. It doesn't feel like she's in her last year of high school either. So anyway, yeah, she's going to high school in Oregon, and ends up with the ability to time travel, which I did cover after she witnesses somebody get shot in the bathroom at her school after a lesson, where she just has like a bit of a weird feeling and stuff in the lesson and reaches out to be like, no, the person got shot, and ends up rewinding time, ends up back in the classroom, and we carry on from there, which happened at the end of the last episode of the Game Book Club, to give people a bit of intro to see if they wanted to play through the game. And the context of this episode of the legit thought it was university. Yeah, it's the Blackwell High School. Blackwell Academy is a high school, which fucked me up when I realized that on this playthrough. I was like, wait, she's in high school? What? Yeah, she's 18 in high school, which is what I'm saying. This is like, that's a bit like old to still be in high school, because it feels like she's like in the second year of high school sort of thing. I'm like, that's weird. Anyway, yeah, it's real weird. So I wanted to point that part out. Anyway, when we get started, we're looking at this through the lens of choices and their ability to affect the plot of a video game was the context we wanted to look at it for this episode of the book club. And with that in mind, I'm going to start the video. Let me know if you can hear it. I think I got this set up probably where we should all be able to hear the video, but here we go. So yeah, like I said, we're starting off talking about choices.
Hey, Victoria.
What do you want, Max?
So, bit of a
I am sorry.
example here of a
That's
choice
an awesome cashmere coat.
the game has. So you can see here, like, you know, you have a conversation with someone, it gives you the option to
But there'll be another.
make a choice, and you can decide what to do.
What up, Max?
Or
How are
you have
Here's your
like
flash.
longer conversations
Thanks.
like this one we're gonna have
No
here
problem.
with one of the other characters, Warren. That was Victoria
Check out
just
my new
before with the
wheels.
paint on her.
Cool. Very
And
old school.
you'll see that, like, as you go through
1978
having a
to be exact.
conversation,
Now we can go to the
They'll
drive-in.
sort of
There's
talk
one in
back and
Newburgh,
forth,
just
you
60
know,
miles away.
kind of a
You're
bit
in the
stilted
wrong
conversation for
timeline.
teenagers.
But, then,
But as they
so
go
am I.
through, there'll
You
be
okay?
options to make decisions.
It's
So
been one
you know,
strange fucking day.
some of them without context, because
bet.
there's going to be one coming
I
up
heard
here in a
Victoria got a
second.
face full
They're
of
talking
paint.
about Victoria just having
I
the
paid
paint on
money
her.
to see a
This
photo of
is all
that.
from the first chapter. This game is 5 chapters. So
Really? I
You
wish
know.
I would have known.
You probably could have raised a Kickstarter
that
fund
had
just for that
context there. We
one
know
image
about
of her
Victoria being
covered
covered in
in
paint, which we'll come
I
back to in a bit.
remember
I've
that.
got a point to make about that.
Anyway, Victoria
But
took down my photo, so that drama
stuff
ended
that
well.
you decide will
So, did you
affect
get a
stuff.
chance
So
to
like
check out the
apologizing to
movie video on a
Victoria,
flash
she
drive?
took down the photo and stuff like that. And it's like, did you check out what's on the
Yeah,
flash drive?
thanks.
You have no opportunity
You
to
had
do
some
this
cool shit
in
on
the
there.
game. So
From
you just have to
Akira
kind
to
of like just
Twilight Zone,
make a choice
which
randomly. And
seems
she's like, oh
apropos
yeah, it's from
today.
Akira to the Twilight Zone.
I
It's like,
consider
what?
myself a pop cultural pirate connoisseur.
That does sound
Pirating
better
stuff
than
off the
thief.
internet.
Ha ha. Make sure you watch Cannibal Holocaust.
Nope. No way would I watch Cannibal
No
Holocaust.
fucking
That's
way
a
will I watch that.
really bad
My
B
mind
movie.
is twisted enough.
Anyway,
I laughed my ass off.
So you're sensitive.
Ouch, that sounds awful the way you say it.
and then they'll like carry on the conversation.
No, I was impressed you had faster pussycat kill kill.
Like I said, some of these
Russ Meyer was a
decisions you
genius
make
with
and
black
stuff are
and
like
white.
completely apropos
Plus,
of nothing, but
babes
it
with
affects
breasts.
the overall
No,
narrative of
beat
the
your
game. So
sensitive ass
you're
down.
looking at it and you're
If I was
making
lucky.
decisions, you're making choices,
Speaking
you're
of
seeing
favorite
how this
guests, we
affects
should cruise out in my
the
car
overall
to an
gameplay
actual
and stuff
movie
like
this
that, and
week.
how it's going to affect the game as it
But
goes
you
on.
seem distracted.
Yeah, we got Chicago Holocaust is caught in 4K. Nope,
I
I'd
need
never
to
watch
talk
that
to
movie.
Just to get it out of my system.
Most reviews of it's enough.
Dr. Warren Graham is in the house. I won't even prescribe
Prescribe
you any
any
meds.
meds. Ugh.
Tell me everything.
Yeah, so you make
You
a lot
look
of
bummed
choices.
out.
Here's another example of
Are you
one.
alright?
And like I said, we've got
Well,
the ability
Max,
to do you know,
I just
time
figured
travel.
out that my
So
photos
you have examples. This
basically
is from much later in the game.
I'm
We're
a
going to jump
wannabe
around a little
artist.
bit as we kind of get through it. Then we'll talk about the narrative also at the end. And you get
Don't give
choices to
up,
make like a
ladies.
decision like this. So this guy's having
Just
trouble
Stay away
with
from
his
your
art.
sketchbook for a while.
He's a very good sketch artist,
You
but
need to
he's
keep
really bad
taking
at
the
taking
shot,
photos.
as
So
Mr.
he's being,
Jefferson says.
told his
Stay
photos
away
are
from my
crap.
sketchbook?
And he's like,
You
so
don't
he
know
makes
me.
just be like,
That's
"Hey,
like
don't sketch for a while
you
and just
staying
like
away
use your
from your
camera, get
camera.
better at it."
I
And he's
think I'll
like,
just sit here bummed
"No, I
out
don't
with
like it."
this.
That's the end of that conversation. So you can rewind time and jump back into the conversation knowing, okay, telling him to stay away from sketching is going to be a bad decision.
Hey,
And so this is
Wendell,
sort of how the time travel plays into
Well,
the choice mechanic. And you can try to skip past parts of the conversation
maybe
you've already
we
seen.
should try different subjects.
And so you got the option here
Something
being
more
like,
like your
hey, try taking
portraits.
photos of different stuff, things
That
you might be
makes
more
sense,
interested in.
But not if I can't choose the subjects in class.
And
If
rightfully he
only
says can't choose
I
the
could
subjects.
Draw my photographs.
So he's like, if I could
think
draw
I'll
my
just sit here
photographs, I'd be
bummed out,
fine.
thanks.
And then that gives you an idea, and you're like, oh, hang on. How about I rewind the conversation and use that as an answer? And so, you know, the time travel
Well,
mechanic
Mac.
plays into the choice mechanic. Or you could be like, hey,
Daniel,
why
your
don't you
drawings are your
draw your
photographs.
photos?
So draw your photos with your eyes and make the camera your lens pen.
Which is an
Lens
incredibly
pen.
lame way of putting it.
Oh, I dig that,
But he
Max.
likes it.
That
And for anyone who
could
didn't
work for
notice,
me.
I will pause it. I think it's
Yeah.
going to go back in a
I do
second.
feel
Yeah.
better now.
Oh no, it didn't. Speaking of lame, he's wearing a like Milady tips hat shirt. For anyone who missed that, and I was just like, I spotted that in this game. This was the second instance of spotting like an older meme that like when this game came out, I don't even think that meme was particularly relevant anymore. Also, thank you for the resub, Kai. Welcome. And last little bit of the choice stuff, and we'll jump into some more topics we want to talk about here. The last thing of the choice stuff I wanted to talk about is right here. This is an example of what the game gives you as like a long-running thing that you can make a series of choices about. So this is a character here called Alyssa, and there's numerous times, this is for the first episode here, where you get to make choices, and this will pay off later. We'll talk about it when it pays off later. You get to make these choices.
If you insist, Max.
Okay, so we just had to dodge that football
Now
hitting her.
that's what I'm talking about. I actually helped somebody.
Like, yeah, I actually helped someone. It's like, and it's like,
that
this
was
action will have
awesome.
consequences. It's like,
Thank
what
you.
consequences? You stop someone getting hit by a football,
No
right?
problem. You have quick reflexes.
Years of mad dodging skills. Well, these never change.
That's why
Which
you're
is so
better off.
weird.
You're smart. We
And
should
it's
hang out
like-
more. Now I have to finish this stupid book.
Okay. This is chapter 2.
Ow!
Gets hit in the back of the head by a roll of toilet paper.
One
And again,
quick
Max is
rewind and
like-
I could stop this TP attack.
Hey, I could rewind and stop that. I don't know why they put this in as like, there's this long-running, like, set of choices that are non-critical to the plot.
Alyssa, can you stand over there?
Here we go again.
Okay, Max, if that makes you happy.
Bam. 2 episodes in a row. There's episode 1 and now
Wow,
episode 2. We
now
made
that
her
was
dodge
close.
getting hit in the back of the head
Thank
by
you, Max.
something. Weird. Sure. It is weird. How about... Oh yeah, there's a little butterfly being had consequences again. How about episode
Are
3?
you shitting me?
I wish I was joking about this. It's such a like weird series of
Alyssa,
choices.
watch
You could be
out.
like every episode. You could be like, oh, let's make her avoid some sort of unrelated punishment.
Thinking,
There we go.
Max.
Avoids the water. Oh, I did put it on from episode 4. Episode 4, you can make her avoid getting hit in the back by a pool noodle and knocked into the pool, and then it all pays off eventually. But we'll come back to that anyway. So time travel. Let's talk about the major core mechanic of the game. So, like I said, you can do stuff where you can rewind time to use the conversations and
and
stuff
leave
to
me
make better
alone.
decisions. This is a situation where Kate Marsh here, one of the main characters of the game, is being harassed by the school security guard, David. And you have the option here to take a photo. If you
Please,
take the
leave me
photo,
alone.
he leaves her alone after the conversation. Kind of just stand there. But,
Hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for nothing, Max.
it was noticed that you took the photo. And you'll see here in a second.
Man, I should have stepped in between Kate and David. That asshole was so over the line. I could rewind and try something different.
And this is where the choice system, because of the time travel, kind of falls apart, right? Because it's basically like, you can look at each individual outcome. There's no drawback to rewinding time. You can rewind it back, go back, watch the same conversation, skip through the parts you've already seen, like this, get to the choice, make the other choice, see what the outcome
Hey,
is, and
why
then
don't you leave
pick
her
whichever
alone?
one out of the two that you actually
Excuse
prefer.
us. This is official campus business.
Excuse me, you shouldn't be yelling at students or bullying them.
Hey,
So,
nobody is bullying
Unlike something
anybody.
like,
I'm
let's go
doing
with
my
a
job.
classic
you're
example,
not.
Telltale, right?
You're part
For the whole
of the
choice
problem,
system.
Missy.
This is
I
an
will
example
remember
where
this
the choice
conversation.
system doesn't matter, right? It's one of the core things that I said at the start. You know, this is a narrative choice-driven game, but the choices
Oh,
don't really
Max,
matter
That was great. I
because
think
you
you've
can
scared
always
him for
rewind
once.
and make the right
I
choice.
have to go. But
So,
thank you.
if it doesn't
means
matter
a
for the
lot.
narrative,
Anytime, Kate.
how do the choices matter? Well, let's have a look at some other examples of where the
I
time
felt
travel
like an
comes
everyday
to
hero
effect
helping
here,
Kate,
and
but
had different uses
now
for it,
Officer
and we'll
David
we'll have a
Dickhead
look
is
at some
after me.
examples on how
Maybe
the
I
time
should
travel
rewind
has
and mind my own business.
works as a core mechanic of the game. So here we go.
Moving so fast.
Here's a
We'll
good
start
example.
slow. Right here.
So this is
now.
after Max has told her friend
I can
Chloe
tell you
here
every single thing you have in
about
your pocket.
that she has time travel powers.
X-ray vision, dude? I don't even know what's in my pocket.
And it's like, okay, how can it affect the
see.
overall narrative and stuff like that? So now you have to convince Chloe of what she has in her pockets,
Okay, Max.
right?
Impress me.
So she's checked what she has in her pockets, and you get a chance to, like,
Your
take a
card,
stab
please.
at what she's
Duh,
got. So,
way too easy. I need details. Describe my keychain.
no, you get a chance to guess here. None of those
Oh,
options
cool.
are correct.
Just like your necklace.
That was so wrong.
Like, literally, the
Max.
game doesn't
Okay,
even let you
psychic
succeed
girl.
on the
Let me
first
show you what's
attempt.
actually in my pockets.
And she's like, oh yeah, you're psychic. It's like, no, I'm not psychic. I just have the ability to rewind time. So what you do is, obviously, is wait for her to pull everything
That
out.
was beyond epic fail. You even made me want to believe you.
And then you're like, okay, easy. I can convince you what you got in your pockets. Let's have a look here. So,
Okay, Max.
got
Study
a
every
little
item
panda
carefully
keychain
and
here
don't
on
forget
the car
anything.
keys. Got a box of cigarettes. There's 7 cigarettes left in the box there. Got some cash. And a parking ticket. Who's out of the parking bay at 10:34 a.m. And now, here you go. Here's an example of it having a narrative effect. The story won't progress until you convince Chloe you have time travel powers. So you rewind time, she puts everything back in her pockets, and you're like, I can tell you what's in your pockets. And the game glitches out and doesn't play the audio. It's supposed to be playing a voice line. First glitch I'll be
Okay, Max,
showcasing. There's
I'm
2
hella ready.
that I captured. And now you know everything's in a
Your car
box. You have all
keys.
4 options.
Duh, way too easy. I need details. Describe my keychain.
So we know it's a panda.
Cute robot panda keychain.
Not bad, Super Max. You do have that Irish luck, Caulfield. What else?
I'm pretty sure
Cigarettes?
you have cigarettes on you.
Yes, you know I'm a smoker. But how many cigarettes?
7.
7 cigarettes.
A superpower that allows you to count cigarettes.
No, just travel through
Amazing.
time.
Something else in my pockets?
Some money.
Clearly I'm rich as fuck. How much do I have?
86 cents. If I remember correctly.
86 cents.
That's
Me
right.
playing the
living
game
large
and being
in
like,
Arcadia
wait,
Bay.
how much money is it
So
again?
that was
Just quickly
cool.
doing the math
Show
in my
me
head.
more.
And a parking ticket.
You know me well. But what is the exact time I was busted?
10:34.
10:34 a.m.
Booyah! Max can tell time.
And ta-da!
Amazeballs. I literally just got chills all
The
over
whole
my neck.
balls. The slang of this game is so old. I think the game is as
You
well,
have
so.
powers.
I'll take that crap off the table, Chloe.
Sure, Mom.
Oh, it makes it so dated now. It is really a product of its time.
How's the food, Max?
Better than I remembered.
Very good save.
Man, I'm hungry like the wolf.
Clearly.
Hungry like the wolf. That's not even a timely reference
I'm
when the game
freaking
came out.
out about what just happened. You have to show me more. Something way cooler so I will believe you without any doubt.
So,
I will predict the future.
No way.
what happens if you witness a series of events
Now,
or
pay
something like
attention
that,
to everything
or
that
anything like
happens in the
this,
next few
rewind time and
moments,
get something
so you
wrong?
can dazzle Chloe with
Well-
your mad power.
The game accounts for that, and we'll show a more serious example of this in a bit, but
Did you
know,
break another cup? Really? No refill for you.
Chucker drops the mug,
And now I gotta take this call and leave my breakfast.
gets a
Hey,
call.
where's my partner?
There's his partner. Partner just took off in the cop
Slap
car.
me, bitch. Take your fight club outside.
Two guys in the other booth down there
He
are fighting.
started it.
I'm finishing it.
Begins the fight. And
That's the best song I've
This
heard
is
yet.
sure
Jukebox,
the hell better than that
breaks.
other garbage.
starts
I
off for
think
no
our
reason, kind of
jukebox
like
is headed for
breaks.
Davy Jones's
But I didn't see what it was that broke the jukebox. So
So,
what
what are you
happens
waiting
if you
for?
rewind time here? So it gets to the point that you see how it went all like grey. That's the game being like, well, you have to rewind time now. Game won't progress without you doing it. Rewind time here. Get some weird red glitchy effects to
I'm
get to
going
the
to
length we
predict
can rewind.
4 events that will happen in the next 30 seconds or so.
We got options here. So
The trucker drops his mug.
at the same
and
time as the
Joyce
game
rips
being
him a
like,
new
oh,
one.
you've rewound time, you've
So
actually
what
seen what
happens
happens. Instead of it being like some of the later stuff where it's like, oh, you saw this thing happen, you can just relay it without needing to
The cop
like.
gets an emergency
remember,
alert
this
on his
section goes,
radio, and
we're gonna
his
give you some
partner in the
gameplay.
car
You have to remember what
leaves without
happened.
him.
Well, let's just see how this goes down.
As the
Justin and Trevor are fighting, and Joyce breaks it up.
This is getting good. Can't wait to see what happens.
here's the last one. Jukebox goes crazy. You got the different options. I'm like,
The
yeah,
jukebox
butterfly, that
goes
sounds alright.
crazy as a
No butterfly
lands
effects,
on
time travel.
Pretty bizarro, Max. But let's see if everything happens like you said.
And so now to replay all the events, we need to see what happens. And Chloe's gonna be watching as well. Here comes Joyce. Waves to us again.
Oops.
Dude,
Did
were
you
right.
break another cup?
And it's interesting because this
No
implies
refill
that
for
stuff
you.
is predetermined, right? He dropped the mug
And
again.
now I gotta take this call and leave my breakfast.
The car
Hey,
takes
where's
off
my
again.
You're a dick.
Oh, so
Slap me,
cool.
bitch.
They get into the fight again.
Fight club outside.
He started it.
I'm finishing it.
That is wild.
And it was a cockroach. I got that part wrong. Life is Strange is awesome. Also, hi, Toph.
This is a sad day in Maxwell.
This is sure the hell
And it's like,
better
oh,
than
you got that part
other
wrong, so
garbage.
you get the whole
I
thing
think
wrong.
our jukebox is headed for Davy Jones's locker.
Alright, so now it's rewind time
What are
again.
you waiting?
So it's interesting, right? Like the game is really building into this time travel mechanic. But we're gonna look at some stuff in a bit that's gonna really kind of just show how
I'm going to predict
badly this
4
stuff
events.
works. So again, events are
So,
predetermined.
what happened?
You know, no free will in this universe. It's
The
all
cop
fate.
Well, let's just.
You have to choose all the options
Justin.
again.
This is getting.
And this time we know it was a
the
cockroach.
jukebox
And
goes
here's the fun
crazy
part.
as a cockroach
With this
crawls
sort of
on
stuff, if you get it
Pretty
all
bizarro.
right, the game doesn't play it out in game view. It just goes literally into a cutscene. So, you know, if you remember that, if you played through the game before, or later events and stuff like that, like these
Did
set
you
of
break
options,
another cup?
once
Oh,
it started
really?
playing in like
No
the
refill
in-game
for you.
view, you could be like, oh, I got something wrong,
And
and
now
just
I gotta
rewind it
take this call and
automatically.
leave my
But-
breakfast. Hey, where is my partner?
You called it. He's off to go bust some skaters.
You're a dick.
Don't slap me, bitch.
Take your fight club outside.
He started it.
I'm finishing it.
Trevor and Justin must be in love. You predicted a cockroach on the jukebox? I pledge allegiance to Max and the power for which she stands.
This isn't a toy,
And-
Chloe. I do have to be
This
careful
isn't a
how I
toy.
use
We have to be careful how we use it.
Of
Okay, we've
course
been
it's
using
a
it
toy.
perfectly fine
The
up until
best
now
toy
with no
ever.
problems.
You
This is
can
still
go
in the
putting it
very
no
first
strings
episode of the
attached,
game too.
Rewind time and boom! It's like it never happened.
Grow up.
Maybe you made a move on me and I would never know.
Yes, that's what I did.
You can rewind time.
That'll be funny
Max.
in a little while
That's
to anyone who
fucking
hasn't played this
insane.
game.
We have to play.
I'll point it
I
out
don't
when it
have
happens.
time.
You did not just say that.
I don't have time.
Check
Oh,
out your nose.
nosebleed.
Too much blow? Hey, are you okay?
That a side effect of the
much
time
excitement.
travel?
See what happens when
Who
we hook up
knows?
again.
Well as it is.
Need to see your shit first.
But here's another use of the time travel the game makes you do. So, you know, we're out in the junkyard, we're shooting some bottles. So we hit too far to the left. So, you rewind time. The game actually won't let you miss any of these. It actually makes you go back and fix this. Go back a little bit further. Oh, her stance is absolutely garbage.
Show me
Maybe
the way.
like
Aim a bit to the
aim a
right.
bit to the right.
Sir, yes, sir.
There we go.
Oh, yes! Did you see that shit, Max?
Duh.
No, I'm blind.
That was so fucking cool. Now for the second bottle. Now, Max, where do I aim?
You're on target. Pull the trigger.
No, she's not. Aim up, stupid. No, she's not even aiming. Like that's the
Now, Max.
this
where
whole
do I aim
section's really
slightly
bad if you know
above?
anything about
Right between
you know,
the eyes.
guns. Anyway,
Watch out, Nathan. Now that is fun. Let's pump up the volume and find me another target. I want to get creative here.
I got this one on the first try. I didn't even actually remember this one. Like this isn't me editing it. I actually got this right
Give
on
me
the
something to
first
shoot,
attempt
Max.
without remembering exactly how it works. It's like, yeah, shoot the tile.
Let's take out this wheel rim on your left.
It's really
Taking
cool.
out the wheel rim now.
I hit the bottle.
Hella yes!
I think one of the options if she shoots it, it accidentally
Nice
comes
shooting,
back and
Tet.
hits her. I think the
Now
barrel.
that's what I'm talking about.
Satisfied?
Like never. So I want one more uber cool trick shot.
Yeah, I think I did
How
that on
about
my
using
first
that
playthrough of this
jumper
game.
for
Anyway,
target now?
so you know, ever joined Jambo with that week showing?
Dude, I need
It's
a
true.
target before I shoot.
But yeah, so, you know, the game
Let's see
kind
what
of like
happens
introduces
when
the
we shoot
time
the
travel
gas
to you in the
tank.
first episode, and it's kind of like, have
Step
fun with
back,
it, fuck around
gas
with it,
tank,
let's give
go
you some
boom.
fun set pieces to show you how the time travel works. It never does anything like this ever again for the rest of the game. I will just point that out now. This is the first and last time that this particular
definitely
thing
down, but no
happens
vodka
with the gun
casualties.
at all, or any mechanic. There's no mechanic to be like, oh, go a little bit to the right, go a little bit to the left. No, never happens. One and done. This game really, like in the first episode, latched onto a bunch of stuff.
How about aiming
No,
for
that
the
doesn't
left
happen.
tire?
Latched onto a bunch of stuff
Adios,
like the time
spinning
travel
wheel of
mechanic, and
death.
then doesn't do anything with it for the rest of the game. It's really weird. Why would the car in the junkyard still have fuel in it, Maxie?
Uber cool.
Anyway, another example of the time travel here. Oh, we knocked
course she
over
just
that
spilled soda on
glass
Kate's
of
book.
cola.
I better fix this fast.
Onto that book.
Kate needs the book, and I don't want to add to her list of problems.
We'll explain Kate's problems in a little while. We'll come back. There's a lot of stuff I'm showing here. We're jumping around a bit. We'll come back to some of this. This is the second episode. Rewind time. I want you to pay very close attention
Be
to this.
gone, foul soft drink.
Remove the soft drink so we can get the book without knocking it over.
Aha,
Pay
you
very
sneaky
close
book.
attention to
You're
that
mine.
just happening. I'm gonna make a very good point to deal with this right now. So there's a bottle here on top of this, right? Perfect example. That bottle's too high. You can't reach it. There's a box right nearby. So you go over to the box. Can't move it over to get the bottle. So we'll try and grab the bottle.
Stupid bottle.
The bottle breaks. This is before we did the shooting gallery. So now you have to rewind time. So the game deliberately makes you fail. That's the same box, so that you can solve the puzzle. It doesn't reward paying attention to your surroundings. So that glass of soda before, you can't move it until you accidentally knock it over the first time. Right? Same here. You can't grab the bottle without moving the box, which you have to break the bottle to do. And
Hold on, Chloe.
it builds into these fun little set piece moments. This is later after we're done shooting the bottles and stuff. We go and lie on some train tracks, which is really stupid. And Chloe gets her foot
What's
stuck.
that noise? The train. Oh shit.
The really fun part is that it got trapped in the very end of the rail diverter there. If that happened, her foot is like busted, right? Like those things
can't even
don't
move
fuck
it an
around.
inch.
That's gonna be real heavy steel.
Awesome. It's
Her
not
foot's
locked.
probably broken. It's not a matter of just getting that open, right? But the game implies it's like, oh yeah, you
I better
can.
find the tool to cut those wires.
And so you have to go around. And the really fun part about this is an example where the game shines. This puzzle has multiple solutions. I'll show off some of the answers here. You
Shit,
can get
I
inside this
can't
building,
budget at
which
all.
you'll see in a bit because it's actually the solution I go with. I run around this building a bit, looking for stuff, looking in there. Might be something of use in there. Nothing around the outside here. Okay. Can we break the window then if we don't? Nope. Still trying to get in through the door. Okay. What about... There's a train coming. Oh yeah, we can push this giant wheel.
Damn, something is blocking the drum.
You can see it's got chocks in front of it. You can remove those and push this down. I'm looking around for some other stuff here. And like a lot of stuff in this game, like I said, this game is all about fate. It kind of removes any sort of concept of free will. When the train gets close enough and would, you know, run over Chloe, the game goes, no, you fucked up, rewind. Alright, so we rewind all the way back. We give ourselves plenty of time to work around this. And this is where the game shows off, like, a really weird thing. So previously, I was down the bottom when this all started, but now I'm still at the top. So, is it time and space travel, or is it just time travel? Don't worry, we won't get an answer to that. That's a plot hole there.
Score.
Also, we still have the crowbar, despite in this time, seeing as we've rewinded, I didn't grab it. So, is it all of the objects I have on
Yeah,
me
I
go
can
back
pull
in
a
time
total
as well?
MacGyver.
Don't worry, we won't get an answer to that one either. Object permanence being a another major plot hole in this game. I'll point out a really egregious example of it in a little while. But how about this for a solution? Open this up.
But
Yeah,
which wire
Flip
to
a
cut?
wire. Just pick. I mean,
Oh, stupid light. No go. Shit.
trigger the lights. Didn't do anything else of value. Wrong one. Let's grab a different one.
But which wire to cut?
Yellow wire.
Whoa, Short Circuit City. I can't even move it with this crowbar? For real?
And despite how far back you rewind, right? Like, you could rewind, like, really, really far back. All the way back to the start, for example. And it's one of the things I really like, right? Like, I rewinded so that the train's as far away as it was when Chloe
But which
first noticed
wire
and
to
started
cut?
complaining, being like, I need help, I'm stuck.
Now that's the right cable.
And even if you do all of that, and you find the correct
Yes,
solution,
I did it.
the train's, like, literally right there. Yet somehow we managed to switch it so Chloe can get out and then switch it back and not interrupt the train, which doesn't make any sense. Anyway, another side effect of the time travel, and I don't know how to adequately explain this one,
no.
because it doesn't really have a good explanation, is flash
Why is
forwards.
this happening to me?
So the game only lets you rewind time backwards, right?
Why am I
Implies
here
that there's a
again?
consistent fate. No matter what happens, if you rewind time, it'll replay itself over unless you change events. But there's this flash forward that happens, and there's this, like, ghost doe there, right? Ghost deer up on the hill. And it's like, what's going on? There's a massive storm, there's a ghost deer. It doesn't tell you
Chloe's
yet
still
this
up
is a
there?
flash forward. But you're up
I
at the
have to
lighthouse,
find
you need to
out.
go up there and find it if Chloe's still at the lighthouse. You assume this is just, like, something weird that's happened to you, and you kind of, like, blanked out. The ghost deer, like, kind of leads you up the hill. And this is where, we'll come back to this ghost deer. It's a bit weird. But clearly there's something going on with it, because it's around in this vision. Like I said, it's actually, like, leading you up the hill. I've got a theory about this thing that we'll cover. But, you know, for now, storm, we're at the lighthouse still, where this vision happened. This ghost here is like, follow me, I'll show you where to go. I'll watch trees come down, we're getting crushed by that. Let's just move out of the way. Don't know why there's a whole bunch of freshly cut lumber here, but there we go. The ghost deer's like, yeah, come up here, follow me. Watching,
Oh my
waiting to see
lord!
if you get a follow.
The tornado is
I'm
back!
gonna jump over this other side over here, so where you need to go. Boat comes down, knocks everything out, so we got a path through. The ghost deer's like, hey, check out this newspaper, and disappears. We check the newspaper.
October 11th?
October 11th?
Is this Friday?
That's my birthday.
That's only 4 days away.
I completely forgot it was October 11th, so I was replaying this game. I was like, wait a second. Anyway. Giant tornado.
That tornado is headed straight for the town.
That doesn't seem good. Day after yours. I destroyed Arcadia Bay. But that's not the only time you have flash forward. This is right before the whole Chloe gets stuck in the train tracks thing. Well, actually, it's tornado. That's we get another flash forward. We see the tornado again. This only happens. I was trying to find more examples of this flash forward to be like, it's really weird that it's like it starts giving you flash forwards to go along with rewind time power, but you only see it like a couple of times. Anyway, so those are major mechanics of the game. We talked about time travel. We talked about choices. Let's talk about the plot. Now, we're 26 minutes into this video, and it's 3 hours and 15 minutes long. Do I have a lot to say about the plot of this game? Let's get started, as it says here, with the... Is it the A plot? Is it the B plot? That's for you to decide. I don't know. But for anyone who doesn't know A plot, B plot, I think they do it in movies and in TV shows, especially in sitcoms and stuff like that. They'll have like, this is the major plot we're focusing on for the movie, the show, whatever. And we'll have another plot for some of the side characters and stuff to be in, so that there's, you know, more interesting stuff going on. Hi, Zettel. Yeah, new drip, new outfit from my debut anniversary. And yeah, we're talking about Life is Strange this evening. So yeah, let's start with teen drama. So, teen drama. This is one of the two major plots we're going to cover off. Partway through the first episode, you get rescued by
Nathan Prescott
Chloe
is
from
messed
Nathan
up
Prescott.
and dangerous. This day never ends.
Oh, and thanks, Chloe. After 5
Thank you
years,
for the
you're
hydrate.
still Max Caulfield.
And things
Don't
are a
give
bit
me
awkward.
Guilty face. At least pretend you're glad to see me.
I am seriously.
You haven't seen
glad
Chloe
to
for
see
5
you.
years. Come back.
Oh, and
Some dude was
thanks,
trying to,
Chloe.
like, confront
It
her in the
makes
parking lot
perfect
after
sense I'd
seeing
see
Chloe
you
get
today.
shot. Same
Yes,
dude who
it's
shot
been
Chloe
that
and
kind
you
of day.
rewound time to save
So
her.
what did that freak want with you?
So not the first time you've seen her, but the first time she's seen you in 5
Hopefully
years.
nothing after today.
And
So how did
he starts
you
beating
know
at your friend Warren,
He's just
and
another
Chloe pulls up
Arcadia
in a car
asshole.
and you get into it.
Your
and
friend really took a
he
beat
drives
down
away.
for you.
Warren? Yeah, I owe him big time.
There
You're
we
not
go.
the only one in debt. And you're already causing trouble.
I thought it would be quiet here. Feels so weird to be back.
So I guess Seattle sucked hard?
I guess. It was cool, but I felt kind of lonely, out of my league.
I
So
would
we're
think you'd
starting
fit
to
right in
build
with the
this sort
art
of
school hipsters.
plot, right?
Right.
I called it
You
teen
look like the
drama,
cover of
and it kind of is,
hipstergirl.com.
right?
At least you're still a smartass.
That's why I'm here.
Please, girl. You came back for Blackwell Academy.
A high school, I remind you. She's a high
Of
school
course,
student. It's still
one of the
fucking
best
weird to me.
photography programs in the
Um,
country. And my favorite teacher, Mark Jefferson.
Mark Jefferson.
So you came back to Arcadia for a teacher, not your best friend.
Don't you think I'm happy to see you?
Not acting like it.
You were happy to wait 5 years without a call or even a text.
And that's, see, teen drama, right? Best
I'm
friend you haven't
sorry.
seen in 5
I know
years, you haven't
things were
talked to them
tough
in
on you
5
when I
years.
How do you know?
The game
You've
sort of
already been
implies
here.
there's a whole bunch
I
of stuff that
didn't order my
happened.
parents to move
Her parents
specifically
moved
to fuck you
away.
over, Chloe.
You've been at Blackwell for almost a month without letting me know. Enough said.
I just
Drama.
wanted to settle in first and not be such a shy, cliche geek.
Yeah,
I
that's not going to
totally
change
would have
for next.
contacted you.
I bet you don't use these sad excuses on Mr. Jefferson. Don't use them on me, Max.
So yeah, drama. Starting off, we've got a girl who was supposed to be dead, who was your best friend from 5 years ago that you haven't seen in 5 years. You've got a guy who's after you that was the one that killed her, and you've got your friend
So tell
Warren.
me, what does Max Caulfield
And
do for
go
fun
back
now
to
that she's a
Chloe's
grown-up?
place and sort of hang out with her, and you're talking, and you're kind of
I don't feel grown
reacquainting
up,
yourself. And
Just more confused as I get older.
What?
I especially after
it'll reveal
today.
itself a bit
Gee,
more
thanks.
as we
I
sort
was
of go
hoping to hear
through
something
these sort of
positive.
clips and we talk about
About
what's going
me?
on here.
No, about me.
You know, Chloe's a
Duh.
stoner. She's
I
a,
thought you'd
a
at least be
punk
happy taking
chick. She's,
photos.
you know, dropped out of high school, trying to live her own life and all the rest of it. But she's stuck at home with her mother and her stepfather because, and we'll get to this, is why
tell
she's
me,
upset that you
what does
disappeared
Max
and everything and
Caulfield
didn't
do for
talk to her
fun?
for 5 years. Her dad died
I take photos.
not long before you moved
of
away,
me, the
and you
world,
haven't talked to her in 5
everything.
years.
It may
And
sound
there's
sad, but
this
I have a blast.
weird
It doesn't
sort
sound
of,
that sad.
not weird,
I'm
that's a bad
happiest
way of
when
putting
I've got
it.
a
There's
great
this sort
image
of
in my lens.
like sexual
I'm
tension
not lonely,
between Max
not
and
afraid.
Chloe, and
Now that's more
not me
inspiring.
reading
I
into
don't
it.
feel so
100%
totally
it's there
helpless.
in the story. It'll sort of become more obvious as we go through it and everything like that. But there's been all this stuff going on, and we're gonna see some of it here in a bit. Chloe's asked us to put on some music. But there's this girl that's gone missing, Rachel Amber. We'll come back to this plot a bit more in a bit. There's a little bit of it here, that Chloe was very good friends with Rachel.
Hey, give me that.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to be nosy. Obviously, she was a good friend.
Putting it
Possibly
mildly.
more than friends? Yeah, putting it mildly, right? And so this kind of builds into this whole weird tension between Max and Chloe, where you're
That's
like, will they,
Rachel
won't
Amber.
they, sort of thing.
Her missing person posters are all over Blackwell.
This in-person poster
Yeah,
all over
I put them
Blackwell.
up. She was
There
my
you go. I just
angel.
mentioned about her dad dying.
After my dad died and you moved, I felt abandoned. Rachel saved my life.
Man, I had no idea.
Heavily
Well,
implied
you
they were
never
in a
made much
relationship
effort
with
to
each
find
other.
out. I was 14. We were
And
best
so
friends.
this is the thing. It was 5 years ago. She was 14, which means she's 19 now, or
never
about to turn
forgot.
19, shall we
Even
say,
if I
sort of
was
thing.
an
It's like,
asshole and
you know,
didn't keep in
like
touch.
that. And
But you
she's
had
in
Rachel.
high
Rachel
school.
had my back.
Just so
We were
weird.
gonna kick the world's ass. You would laugh at how different we were. She wanted to be a star.
She looks like a model.
That was her plan. Our plan. Get the hell out of Bigfootville and into Los Angeles.
So what happened? Did your folks, your mom, try to stop you?
My mom was too busy hooked up with Sergeant Shithead.
I feel
Her
the love.
stepdad is David, who
Now,
we saw before
when
yelling
did
at
Rachel
Kate.
actually disappear?
6 months ago. She just left Arcadia.
So she's been missing
Without a
for
word.
6 months.
Without me.
How do you know she disappeared? Maybe she wanted to start a totally new life.
Unlike you, she would have told me, okay? Something happened to her.
I believe
Oh,
you.
sure, something went
I'm
wrong.
just trying to get all deductive.
And so
Before Rachel left,
this builds into our
she said
big
she
plot,
met
which we'll talk
somebody who
about in a
changed her
bit.
life.
But
Then poof.
And you haven't heard anything from her since?
Like everybody in my life. My dad, you, and Rachel. Gone. Can you put on some music now?
but here's the sort of like
Are
teen
these your
drama,
photos?
you know,
Yeah. I just took them today.
and
me
here's
see.
how Chloe finds out about the time travel powers,
Wait.
that Max is there and saved
I've seen
her,
this before.
everything. which is
No
sort of
way.
says
did
about
you
the
take
gun
this?
and everything
You
here.
took this photo, you
And so
brat?
you start
In the
building into
bathroom
this
today.
whole
You
plot
set off
of
the alarm.
Chloe and Max
That's
are
why Nathan
reunited.
raged
There must
after
be a
you.
reason for it
It
because
totally
Chloe
makes sense.
had her life saved by
The hell
Max.
saved my life?
They're trying to work out quite
Now
exactly
tell me the
why.
truth, Max.
And there's a few other characters that build into this plot because
I
it's
was
sort of
there,
more like a coming of
hiding in the
age
corner.
story. It's
Damn,
you know,
you were a ninja.
which is weird because they're like
a ninja would
young
have cut
adults
Nathan's
basically
head
at this
off.
point, like
I
right at
just
the end of
took a
teenagehood
butterfly
and in
photo.
high school.
That is so badass.
All the
Oh,
timeline
yeah,
stuff.
I
That's
almost
kind of
wet
weird.
myself when I saw the gun.
But
So, did you
it's
recognize
this
me?
coming of age story, right? Max is moved out of
I
home.
wasn't sure.
I know I look.
We've got Max trying to fix her.
I was
Pretty
scared,
much, right?
too. I
But
couldn't
it's
see
like
straight.
Max has
I don't
moved
blame
away
you,
from
Max.
her parents for the
Like
first
you
time.
said,
She's
it's
going
been
to
that kind of
school and
day.
boarding at the
So you
school,
must have overheard
and
our conversation.
figuring out who she is both to
Just a
society
bit.
and
There's no
in
way
relationships
you
and
didn't
stuff. So
hear
you've
every
got
single vowel.
Chloe
Okay,
that's
I
sort of
only
like
heard
hits
something
on her
about
and stuff
money,
as well. There was a
drugs,
comment earlier.
but
She's
that's
like,
it.
aha,
Now
maybe you
for the big
did like
question.
make a move on
Did you
me and
tell
then
anybody?
rewound time and I will never know. Which I was saying,
Like
you know,
who?
we'll talk about that
Like
later because it's
anybody.
kind of funny when you
Stop
think
stalling,
about it.
sister.
The principal.
Max is like,
But
yeah,
he
that's what I
didn't
did.
seem to believe me.
And you've got
The
Warren
principal?
and
Are you still 12? That drunk
it's obvious
jackass
if you
only
saw the
cares about
conversation with
cash
Warren
from Blackwell
earlier
Academy. Don't
that,
trust him.
I didn't mention
he's
you
trying
at
to
all.
hit on
Swear.
Max as well,
Thank
right?
God.
So you've got, you
I'll
know,
tell you
the
more
sort of
someday.
more
And I seriously love you, Max.
traditional, shall we say, stable sort of relationship with the boy who likes her at school. Then you've got the old friend, the girl who likes her,
Thank you
also from
so
her
much for
school. It's sort of
helping
like,
us together,
yeah,
but
we want to want to sort of
Hopefully
like
the rest
see
of the
where this
class will
goes and
follow
stuff.
your lead.
And speaking of
Sorry, I
drama,
was
there's Mr.
distracted,
Jefferson and
but you know,
Victoria.
It's not been a good day for Blackwell.
I know this has been an awful day, and you can talk to me anytime, Mr. Jefferson.
Teen drama, everyone's a max in their
Thank you,
lives.
Victoria. I'm glad it had a relatively happy ending.
I don't know what I would have done if Katie jumped.
Katie? I had no idea you two were that close. Did she?
Well, how does this affect the Everyday Heroes contest?
It doesn't. The contest is still a go, and I still have to pick the winner to best represent Blackwell. I've got all the photos, except one from Max.
I'll give you a one-word sneak preview of Max's photo. Selfie.
Wow, Victoria.
Listen, you've seen my entry. You know it's better than that. Wouldn't that be so cool to hang out together in San Francisco, Mark?
Stick to Mr. Jefferson, Victoria, please.
This is late at
And,
night. School's closed.
I
I don't
haven't
know why they're
picked the
standing out
winner.
the front of the school talking.
You already love my work, so it's not like you're playing favorites. Just imagine if you picked my photo, though. We would have to spend a lot of
Speaking
time
of
together.
drama.
That could be fun, don't you think?
I'm going to think
Ugh.
that you didn't say any of that.
You might as well choose me. Otherwise, I might have to tell people you offered to choose my photo for favors or something.
As a favor to your
Gross.
future, I'll also ignore that undisguised threat. This conversation is officially over, Miss Chase. I suggest you go back to your dorm now.
Wait! I only...
That whole conversation's gross.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Anyway. So yeah, this is the sort of drama we're dealing with in the sort of the main
So
sort of plot that you're dealing with that kind of introduces itself earlier into the game and stuff like that.
Victoria can't get any more evil.
You know,
shit is about to
Peaches
get real,
getting,
Blackwell.
you know, a contest, people
Let's
need to
go
give it
find out.
photos, the mean girls hitting on him, hanging out with Chloe, Warren wants time with you, speaking of the whole
It feels like a hot tub.
Chloe Max
Too bad you made me
romance.
feel like the queen of assholes because I wanted that cash stash. Tell me you're not gonna stand there watching me like a zombie.
You know, they're very, you know, flirtatious with each other and not just like,
Don't
oh, we were best
dare.
friends 5 years ago.
Stop me, hippie. Okay, you asked for it.
So, perfect example. This is from episode...
Cowabunga.
Yeah, 3 is this one. Broke into the school after Victoria
Why,
and
look,
Jefferson
an
were out
otter
front
in my
talking.
water. Dun 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 dun. You are so obvious. And I still get
The
freaked
school
out whenever you
swim
say
team's
stop.
called the Otters,
I
and
can't
she's
even
pretending to be a
watch
shark,
any
and they're
more
saying
shark
sharks eat otters and stuff like that. The whole reference for that one. But, no, they're kind of just,
I'll just
like, hanging
rewind
out.
and harpoon you. Otter's revenge. Cheater. Yeah, you wouldn't know about that.
I wish Rachel was here. She would totally love being in here at night.
We still don't know what's happened to Rachel at this
Wish
point
you
in the
guys had
game.
met each other.
We will. With all this stuff going on, I'm starting to think everything is related.
Hammett,
and I
yep.
want to find out for Kate's sake. She almost died today.
We'll come back to that very
Power is
shortly, the whole
changing
Kate
everything,
thing.
Max. Especially you. I can already tell. You're not so chicken shit anymore.
Thanks, girlfriend.
You know what I mean. You're becoming like this force of nature.
More like luck of nature. Come on, my power failed trying to rescue
Again, we'll come
Kate.
back to that in a second.
Maybe I'm just stumbling back and forth in time. For what reason?
You didn't stumble when you saved me, Max.
Nope.
Thank God. But what if I had? What if Kate didn't jump, but you would be dead?
So it's time to start moving forward in time.
Nope.
And
You can only
we're
go backwards.
obviously
That's how the power
connected,
works.
since without me, you would have never discovered your power, right?
That's true.
Absolutely. You make me feel like I know what I'm doing.
And you make me feel like I have a reason for still being in Arcadia Bay.
I hope so.
Stop being so goddamn humble. You're like the smartest, most talented person I've ever known.
More than Rachel Amber?
Dude, I'm
He's
not
jealous.
okay? And I'm sure you have Blackwell bros all over you. Like Warren.
And all the options there kind of basically be like, no, I don't like Warren.
Nice. Ouch. That means friend zone.
So, you know,
No, he's really cool. It was so sweet when he stood up to Nathan.
I don't know if that was because of the choices I made
haven't
earlier in the
told him
game,
about
but
my
like,
rewind power.
I don't
No
think it
worries.
was, because I've made some different choices
you
playing
get
through
over
this before,
yourself,
and
you're
I
gonna
think
make the
it's
world
always sort
wow.
of, you kind of,
As
when you're
long
talking
as
to
you're
Chloe
there
here, you're
with
kind of like,
Don't look so
Warren's
sad.
nice, but I'm not interested.
I'm never leaving you.
So,
I'm
you know,
getting cold in here.
teen drama. You're falling for Chloe,
Guess we're
who's
yapping
the
instead of
bad
attacking
girl,
each
so the
other.
straight-laced
Otter versus shark
Warren.
style.
You know,
I
there's,
think I've had my
like I
pool
said, the
experience.
photo contest, there's drama going on there. There's a girl that's gone missing, which feeds more into the B plot. We'll get to that in a second. But, you know, Chloe and Max are sort of rekindling their friendship. This is after you've broken into the school. You go and stay at Chloe's place, and, you know, kind of, it's just nice. Things are good. This is the sort of the team drama plot. These two plots as well mesh together about as well as, like, a razor blade and a bar of chocolate, right? Like, they kind of don't work well together. Like, this stuff all feeds into one plot, and then the other stuff that happens in between it, they feel like two very different stories that kind of got mashed together, and neither one of them particularly pays off well. Which
Always
we'll talk
remember
about
this
the other
moment.
plot in a bit here. Still got a little bit more to sort of cover off, just to sort of build the
Photo
plot,
bomb!
so we can talk about the
Photo
endings when
hog.
we get there, you know, so you can see everything's sort of going well. In about episode 3 here, the game's sort of been building. It's sort of, you know, talking about Rachel being missing,
like
the
a different
relationships
world
between the
from
people,
yesterday.
a lot of interpersonal
Stop
stuff. and,
second guessing yourself,
you know.
Max. Put this on and let your inner punk rock girl come out. You can afford to take chances.
I love
whenever
this
and whatever
part.
you want to try. For example, I dare you to kiss me.
What?
I double dare you. Kiss me now.
And the game's like, yeah, have a choice. It's like, all right.
Damn, you're hardcore, Max. Now I can text Warren and tell him he doesn't stand a chance.
I don't think she
Unless he's into
expected
girl on
that.
girl action.
You're such a dork.
Oh man, that was priceless when I kissed Chloe. She didn't think I would.
Remember when she said earlier, she was like, haha, you totally hit on me and then rewind time so I didn't know. Like, well, you literally have the opportunity to do it later. Here I am rewinding time just to prove a point.
Okay.
And then you can just be like, no. But I love this part.
Sorry, not that easy.
Oh, like I am? Just admit that you already macked on me, then used your rewind. Now I can text Warren that you're saving yourself all for him.
I am so going to best unfriend you for that.
I love that she calls you out for it as well.
I love
This
that
game has some
Chloe's
very
so
good writing.
fearless.
Anyway, so Warren, we talked about him a bit. It's just worth sort of showing
what
what
are
I
you
was
doing
talking about, where he's
Oh, nothing.
sort of hitting on you and stuff like that.
Waiting for a call? I mean, I already took the call. Anyway, I wanted to rap about that action yesterday.
Sure, buddy. Totally
That was
not just waiting for her.
intense. Everything happened so fast. I owe you.
Oh,
This is
yes,
after
you do.
he basically
knocked
got
on my ass
Nathan
by
to stop
that
attacking
dick.
you.
I'm some personal superhero.
You're a real everyday hero. You stood up to a bully and it was awesome.
Even though you left me with said bully and ran off with that girl, she's pretty punk rock. How do you know her?
Chloe Price.
An old friend, Chloe Price. We haven't seen each other in a while.
I bet you were glad to see her blast up in that truck like a rock star. Which begs the question, why is Nathan Prescott getting psycho on you?
And then you can be like, oh yeah, I busted
He's
with a gun. Or,
dangerous. I don't want you to get involved. You got me there, but lay low. Nathan Prescott is going to get his karma soon.
Weird fucking week. Like that bizarro snowfall yesterday. Speaking of dystopia, that drive-in is having a 70s Planet of the Apes marathon. Let's go
let's
Ape.
go ape. You are incredibly lame, Warren.
No, I don't think I can concentrate on going out to the movies. I just feel like escaping.
Fine. Be a damn dirty human. I'll go eat myself.
But you know, it's not like he doesn't.
Hey, Warren, you busy? Just bubble hearth, you'll be okay. Listen, I need your physics expertise.
Just
stat.
bubble half.
Without naming names, if somebody had access
Anyone?
to the art
World
and
of
science
Warcraft?
labs and wanted to
When did this
construct
game
a
come
device
out?
that would say open a locked door, would you maybe kind of know how?
He's a science nerd, so
No, I'm just asking for fun.
Max needs to get in through a door.
Fake
So
science
of
guy.
course, call the science nerd for how to make a bomb.
No, stay. We need you as backup. Just send the text instructions now.
Totally
I'm
not
sorry,
using
I'm
him.
just not sure about a movie night right now. Don't hate me. And thanks for the help.
Anyway, so the other sort of key part of the teen drama plot
What's up, Kate?
is Kate.
School. That's it? That video of you clubbing didn't look like homework.
Victoria, that wasn't me.
It is pretty shitty of her.
Oh my god, right.
Don't be shy. I think it's awesome you set a tongue record on video.
You're going to
So-
be sorry someday.
Kate's clearly traumatized by
boo-hoo.
whatever it is they're
I'm
talking
sorry
about.
You're a viral slut. I'm sure she had fun.
Looks like it.
I know Nathan hooked her up. And you know he has the good shit.
And we know
sister.
Nathan has drugs by this point, so that's bad.
Yup, I still have goddamn paint all over my face. Good thing my faithful minions took their sweet time bringing me a towel.
And if you didn't think
We ran all the
Victoria
way.
is
Give it a
like
rest, Taylor. Now I know if I'm in an
a shit
accident, I
person.
won't rely on you or Courtney for help. You
By
can hang
now.
out with Kate or Max.
there it is.
She's a weirdo with that dumb camera. I hate that. I'm so
Nathan does have a
quirky
lot
at
of shit
crap.
going on.
Anyway, let's leave the link to Kate's video so everybody gets a chance to see her in
So yeah,
action. You are such an evil biatch.
Kate was
I love it.
drugged or something and making out with dudes on a video that she's like, that's not me. And they're like, haha, we put a video of it up on a website for it to go viral and send it around the school. Let's leave a link to it in the girls' bathroom so everyone has to, you know, the opportunity to go and see it. It's like, wow, you're a fucking bitch. Like, holy shit. Oh yeah, both of them need some serious attitude adjustment. And, you know, you can play Max however you want. I like to play Max like a very
I better
kind
get dressed
person to
and go
Kate.
give back Kate's book.
Let's just get rid of that.
Even if I can stop
Just
one
get rid of that.
person from watching it, it's
Also,
worth it.
https://katesvid.com. Man, that must have been an expensive fucking URL to grab. And then someone wrote "Will Bang for Jesus" on her whiteboard outside of her room. So let's get rid of that as well. They're so fucking mean to Kate.
Kate?
This is one of the major
You in there?
subplots that's part of the whole teen drama thing.
here.
Is, you know, Kate got drugged, she went to some party, had something slipped to her, making out with dudes, and now she's like absolutely broken up over it. Like, check out how utterly fucking destroyed this girl is about this, right?
Hey, Kate, I brought your book.
Max, why did you step in between David and me yesterday?
Because I hate bullies.
I hate bullies. David Madsen should know better.
I was hoping he would. But it's nice to see that you care about me.
She needs
Kate,
anybody.
I actually do care. So, what's the story with you and David?
Well, he's a total paranoid ass.
The Vortex
He
Club's run
thinks
by
I'm part of the
Victoria.
Vortex Club.
It's the party
Oh,
that she was
right.
at was a Vortex Club party.
Did you party with them?
I went to a Vortex Club party against my better judgment. Not my scene at all.
She's
You
very
know how
religious
humiliating
as
this
well,
is for
Kate.
me?
I know
So-
this sucks, Kate, but tell me about the video and maybe I can help.
Basically, I went to one Vortex Club party and ended up making out with a bunch of people. And I have no memory of it.
That's how we know she was drugged.
It doesn't sound like you. I can't see you partying with Victoria.
I didn't.
You have to tell me more than that. What happened at the party? Did you drink?
I swear to God, I had one sip of red wine, and then I drank water.
Yeah, that's not enough to get wasted.
Not enough to get wasted, is it?
I don't get wasted. Ever. I take a sip at church, and I don't end up on a viral video, okay?
Did somebody drug you?
I remember
True,
getting
but you're
sick
just nice.
and dizzy.
Go on.
Then Nathan.
Why
pressed
did she
on
go to the
saying he
party
took
is
me
never
to the
really
hospital.
explains that, which kind of sucks. And there's Nathan again.
Prescott? Oh shit.
He was being nice for a change when he offered to help me.
He's the opposite of nice. What next?
All I recall is driving for
Driving
a
for a
long
long
time.
time.
Then I woke up in a room. I thought it was a hospital because it was so white and bright.
Go
Take
on.
any notes for later in the plot?
I'm
Remember that?
listening.
Somebody was talking to me in a soft voice. I thought it was a doctor until I heard Nathan and felt a sharp sting in my neck. and
Remember all that too.
And
that's all I remember. I don't know
It's
what
all gonna pay
happened.
off later.
I woke up outside my dorm room the next day.
And if you don't
I didn't have
remember,
any
I'll remind
marks
you.
or bruises, but I felt gross.
Yeah, it doesn't
So,
fit a character at all
who
that she went
took
to
the
the party.
video
It's
of you
so
at the
weird.
party?
I have no idea. Probably Victoria.
Definitely
She was
Victoria.
there being her mean self.
Jesus, Kate. I'm sorry. This is
This
serious,
is serious shit.
How do I get a viral video taken down? I know it's already spreading. What if my church sees that? I need to know what to do.
Kate, we'll figure it out. I'll check back later, okay?
And Max,
Thanks,
being a
Max.
video game
You can
character,
put
and
my
being
book
like,
here
I
under
have
my
to
bed.
complete the sequence of events that I'm scheduled for, sort of thing, and not be acting like a real human, where someone's like, I need to work out what the fuck's going on. I'm like freaking out, and she's like, I'll come back and check in with you later. It's like,
So,
God,
Max, can
for
I
as much
ask
as
you
the
a
writing in this
question?
game is
And
really
please be
good,
honest.
Absolutely, Kate.
at some points it's
Anything.
really fucking bad, and this is one example of it,
I need to
especially
find
after
out if
this
Nathan
line.
Prescott helped me or hurt me after that party. Should I go to the police?
Clearly she's freaking out, and Max is still just like, oh, I'll come back later.
If you do that, they won't believe you. You're on video grabbing at all those guys, and they'll use that against you. Bad.
But I know I was drugged.
That's what you have to prove, not them.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you how the cops in school will look at this. The video doesn't exactly back you up.
You make me feel so hopeless.
No, Kate. I just don't want you to get hurt anymore.
That seems impossible at this point. So that's your answer?
I think we should wait. There are other things going on that might help you.
But not right now. So I can walk down the halls with people calling me a viral slut. Thanks, Max.
If we go to hospital, we get blood draws and drug tests. The problem is it was too long ago for them to do that, actually, is the implication, which is kind of shit, but yeah.
Good job, Dr. Max. She didn't like what I had to say, but we need more proof of what happened.
Okay, so she's like, well, we wanted to help out and get proof of what happened. What happens if we rewind time and pick the other option?
So, Max?
Yes, you should definitely go to the police, Kate. I totally believe every word you say. Nathan Prescott is truly dangerous.
Oh yeah, he
Bless
is.
you, Max. I will go to the police. And also Principal Wells. With you as my backup witness, they'll have to take us seriously now.
Backup witness? Well, I mean, I believe you in everything, but
I wasn't there. How could
we're
I be a
still just
backup
spoiled
witness?
punk students to the cops and faculty.
That's
I just
such
think
an
we need to
extreme
be
leap of
very
logic as
careful
well.
here.
Like,
Why?
very much like a video
Careful
game
of
character, not a
what?
real person.
Nothing. Except the Prescotts are a powerful family. I hope this won't backfire on us, that's all.
Neither of these
Even though
options are
that rich
particularly
bastard
good.
has earned some serious bad karma. He'll get it.
Either way, she's still upset. Oh, what a good choice, game. What a great choice. It had no impact overall. on the
Time out,
plot.
Max. You actually told Kate to go to the police and the
I
principal
love this.
after getting a scary text threat. Now the police will definitely drag you into this shit.
You got a text message being like, be careful, bitch,
Supergirl,
sort of
let's
thing,
go to
and
my
then you're
secret
like,
place.
oh, I'm worried about myself than her. It's
Don't
like, so
even
weird.
answer. We have places to go and people to do. Come on, before Mom starts some more shit. Let's bail.
It's Kate Marsh from Blackwell.
Big whoop. You don't call me once in 5 years and now you're all over some
Oh,
biatch you see every day
Chloe.
at school? I see how you roll. So go ahead, chat up Kate Marsh from Blackwell. I've got other people to hang out with too.
No. Oh, I was going to answer the phone.
Kate.
I just wanted to show that one.
What's up?
Please
is
don't
a-
let your best friend get in the way.
You okay? I promise, Kate. I won't forget. I
Let's police
swear.
Prescott didn't do anything
Just
to them?
do
Yeah,
your
exactly.
homework and don't stress. I really don't think we should go into this right now. I'll call you later, okay?
Still with the like, yeah, I'll come back to you later.
Thanks, Max. If you'd rather chill with Kate, please, go ahead.
You are ridiculous. I'm chilling
Motherfucker.
with you, okay?
For now, let's rock.
Having a really bad time. Chill. Everyone in this game is so like
Sucks that Chloe and Joyce got into an argument.
self-obsessed to various levels. Where it's like, oh, you didn't
care
talk to me
about
straight
her.
away.
I
I'm gonna be
wouldn't
like
care at
upset
all.
about it.
When I was her age, I was out raising a lot more hell.
This is about
She's better
Chloe.
than that. All you kids are. So is Kate Marsh.
Speaking of Kate,
But you
The guy
treat
was
Kate
bullying her
pretty
earlier.
bad.
You stepped between us at a pretty bad time. She's another matter entirely.
Kate hasn't done anything wrong.
Correct.
Max, this isn't just about Kate Marsh. My concern is for the safety of all Blackwell students, including you.
You have to understand my position.
And
Why? You don't understand mine. Nobody does. Nobody.
he's not even going to class at this point. So, you know, a lot of
What do
teen
you
drama.
want
We got
from
drama with
me?
Kate, Warren, Chloe, everything like that. And like I said, we got the B plot. And I made an offhanded comment. I was doing some work on this and getting some more footage captured. I had a few more chapters of this game to play through. I was talking to a friend of mine about this game, and I was like, yeah, you got the teen drama, you got all that stuff, you got the interpersonal relationships, all that stuff, and all the rest of it. And then you've got the B plot, which is sort of like you got the time travel, the tornado is coming to destroy Arcadia Bay. You've got a girl that's gone missing. You know, it's kind of like they took some sort of like soap opera and mashed it together with Twin Peaks. So,
Whore in the bathroom.
Rachel Amber.
What a great number plate to have that I completely forgot was the number plate in this game when it's TWNPKS. The game's not even subtle about the fact that, oh, we're going to start off the plot with a woman that's gone missing. That's going to lead to a whole bunch of stuff that happens later and supernatural stuff. Totally not inspired by Twin Peaks at all. And then the number plate just says Twin Peaks on it. I'm like, really? For anyone who hasn't seen Twin Peaks, it starts when a FBI agent goes to a small sleepy town in one of like the sort of states like Oregon or something like that. I forget exactly which state it takes place in. It might even be Oregon. Might even be Twin Peaks, Oregon in the show. But an FBI agent is called to Twin Peaks after a woman is murdered to investigate why, because a whole bunch of stuff happens with it. And it's made by David Lynch. So if you've seen any of his other stuff, you kind of go, oh, okay, I get it. But it has a lot of supernatural and a lot of mind-bending stuff that happens in it. So let's talk about our B-plot real quick here. So Rachel Amber's gone missing.
She looks so hopeful and pretty. I wonder what happened to her.
Let's have a look at how this changes. There's a bunch of posters we see
This
out.
girl must have been popular. She's everywhere.
Let's see how Kate changes as you
We
look
get
at more
it.
of
She's
these.
missing. Somebody has gone crazy with these posters. At least Rachel Amber has people who care about her.
This is literally an order.
Too bad those posters will be trashed and ignored.
And then we find out,
So it was Chloe who printed all those flyers.
oh, wonder if that affects how she feels about them.
Maybe you owed money to Frank too.
Oh yeah, I guess it did.
I feel like you're guiding us along.
So yeah, we got Rachel Amber. She's gone
This
missing.
looks like a graffiti museum for
So
Chloe
who is
and
Rachel Amber? Like we said before,
I bet I can
implied
find
to
out more
be
about Rachel
Chloe's
here.
girlfriend. This is in the junkyard. You find this little like clubhouse they were staying in. So
They would have gone all the way to Los Angeles for a rave. Looks fun.
okay, they were partying together, going to a rave. It says no minors on it, so it's weird because you know they're high
So
school
Rachel
aged.
did go to a Vortex Club party.
Rachel went to a Vortex
This
Club
flyer
party. She
is
was also a
dated
student
right
at Blackwell.
before she disappeared.
Disappeared like right after that party. That's weird.
I want to die. Jeez. Who wrote this?
Bit extreme. Another bottle. Trying to find bottles for the shooting gallery.
3 down, 2 more to go. Talk about finding a bottle in a haystack.
I'm lying.
Ouch.
Fuck you. Yes, you. It says on the wall. More stuff.
Rachel songs. I wonder if Chloe would ever make me a mixtape.
Totally not jealous. By the way, not at all.
I can't see Chloe playing with makeup. That kind of hurts.
Very jealous. Friendship bracelets, Chloe and Rachel. Anyway,
5 tornadoes every 20 years. You just don't.
No, I saw it.
so,
I could
you know, like I
actually
said,
feel
Twin
the
Peaks,
electricity
we start with a
in
girl that's gone missing, and then
Come
we
on,
end
take
up
a breath,
embracing the
okay?
supernatural.
I'm
So we
not
know
crazy.
Rachel's gone missing very early in episode 1.
There's something else I have to tell you.
And we saw the
Something-
visions of the tornadoes and stuff like that.
Talk to me, Max. I had
You
the
finally
same
tell
vision
Chloe
earlier in
about the
class.
vision. No, she had it earlier in class, Tornado. She had the vision again, massive tornado. Seen her destroy Arcadia Bay.
Not crazy.
She's not crazy, she's
High,
definitely seeing it.
right?
She's not high or anything like that.
I saved you in the bathroom?
Saved her in the
Just in
bathroom
time?
with
Yeah,
time
sure.
I
travel.
saw you get shot, Chloe.
Saw her got shot,
Saw
rewind
you
time so she
actually
didn't die.
Die. I was able to go back and
So,
hit the fire alarm.
Just how
Okay, I
weird can
see
we
you're a
get? How
geek
much
now
can we
with a
really
great
reference Twin
imagination.
Peaks
This
here?
is an anime or a video game. People don't have those powers, Max.
I don't know what I have, but I have it. And I'm scared shitless.
You need to get
Well,
high. It's been a hell of an insane fucking
it's
day.
getting real dark and cloudy for no reason. And oh, it's snowing
The hell is this?
out of nowhere
It's like 80 degrees.
when it's way too hot.
Climate change.
That's got
A
nothing
storm is coming.
nothing to do with climate change. Why would a storm
Max,
coming cause it to snow as well?
Start from the beginning. Tell me everything.
Both of those lines are so stupid. I just want to put those in here as well, but it's like, oh yeah, look, storm. You know, snowfall, massive storm coming. You know, we're going to lean hard on this being Twin Peaks. And just so it's not like localized, it's the whole town. And everyone's noticing. This isn't just like a hallucination or a vision that Max is having. Like, it's snowing everywhere. This is the end of the first episode where it's like, they're trying to ramp home. They're like, ooh, it's teen drama, but there's definitely something serious going on. Ooh, look at this. Ooh, snowfall. Everyone's noticing there's a big drama going on. And yeah, Kate's really upset about the video. When I upload this to YouTube, it's gonna probably get muted for this section or copyright claimed, but yeah, whatever. It happens. Hopefully I'm talking over it enough that it doesn't happen. Victoria's taking down Rachel's missing persons posters, which is so fucking weird to me. Like, it makes no sense. That doesn't come back either. Like, it's just a weird thing that happens at this point. You're like, why? Why are they doing this? There's a principal. There's Mr. Jefferson. Showing all the key characters. Even if you haven't been introduced to them yet, like, Chloe's mother Joyce was there as well, and she hasn't really been introduced yet. There's Nathan. Looking at his video camera. And this is after we reported Nathan to the principal.
No
leaves a death
fucking
threat in
way.
your room. You know, just to
This is not
really
why I came to
encapsulate this is the other plot, right? We're dealing
I
with the
still have
stuff
to
with
clean all this
Nathan and the
crap
stuff with
up
Rachel and
After I
all
find
that.
Kate's book.
You know, really leading on like the whole murder mystery, the whole
Man, this could almost be art
sort of
if it
extreme,
wasn't so fucking
weird,
sick
disturbing, and
disturbed.
crazy imagery and stuff like that. Just, you know,
Oh shit. Nathan's revenge.
that's
Chloe
barely
told
his
me not to
revenge.
go to
Come
the
on, Max.
principal.
That's a threat. And, yeah, you might think the ghost here only existed in the vision of the future. Nope.
That looks exactly
There it is
like
again.
the same doe from
In
my
the
tornado
junkyard,
vision.
for real. Like, not like a vision. It's legitimately actually there, which is one of the weirder parts of this game. Because
That
you can
doe
follow it
is
and
the
everything.
Perfect photo op.
And you have these opportunities throughout the game to take photos of stuff. And here's another one. It gives you a chance to actually take a photo. And you can see through it, right? Like, it's a ghost deer. Why is it leading you places? What is it trying to tell you? We'll come back to that. But for now, we're back to choices. And this time, let's really drill down on this mechanic of the game, right? Like I said, choices, time travel. Your two major mechanics. You got two plots, right? We got the teen drama. We got the Twin Peaks homage. Why do I call this part the illusion of choice? Well, I kind of talked about this a bit earlier, but let's have a quick look here at some of these little examples.
Dude, you broke my glass snow dough. Thanks.
Okay, let's rewind time and not do that. We've done stuff like this already.
Dude, you broke my glass snow dough. Thanks.
She retains her memories when she rewinds time and object permanence and stuff like that.
Files up there.
So,
Shit! Butterfingers.
files went into the oil. Let's rewind time, stop that from happening. Once I get the mechanics correctly. This is a good example of me being like, I've only just really recently started playing this game again. I'm really bad at doing all the mechanics.
I wonder what's in those files up there.
So she clearly wants them, so let's try getting them down again.
Man, I'll always make them fall.
Why? Why would you point out a plot hole with your own major game mechanic? Like, she knows that she's made them fall in the past. You try again, and she's like, oh, I'll always do that. It's like, no, if you know you're going to do that, why don't you do something about it? You might be thinking that's really nitpicky, Avros, but let's have a quick look here. Here's another example of this game having an illusion of choice. This is the only solution to this puzzle right here, is to drop this can of paint so that it splashes Victoria. Right? So again, illusion of choice. You have no choice. This is the only solution to get past this section of the game. Some of them have multiple solutions. This one, nope, this is it. This is the one solution. I made sure to go and look it up and check that. I was like, I swear there was another solution. Nope, you have to splash it with paint.
Don't mess with Max, bitches.
Okay, so, hey, you can remember stuff from the past. So here's an example. You turn this thing on, these tools fall.
That was very smart, dumbass. No
Well, now we can't get to them. So, like the files falling into the oil, we can't do anything about that, right? Like, we're permanently not going to be able to get those tools, except those are the tools Max needs to try and fix her camera, and the game won't let us progress without them. So how about this random thing that we couldn't do before? Now we can push this under here, and turn it on again. Time to get past the animation. And it fell down again. But this time we can turn the machine off. And pull the cardboard out.
Yes, you have mad skills, Max.
No, you don't. You just experienced time travel. So, like I said, the game, that is 2 sections of the same segment in that garage. That was like literally around the corner from each other. You have the one where she's like, I'll always make it fall into the oil. There's nothing I can do about it. No fixing this. Fate's predetermined, and there's no way to change it. And then you go around the corner and be like, ah, yes, I need those tools. And the game's like, you fucked up and couldn't get the tools. Go back and do it properly. So, there we go. Illusion of choice. So this game's really, really bad at some of its own mechanics. So, let's go into a little segment I like to call Coming Off the Rails.
Although we don't technically see in Monaco.
Yo! Some crazy shit is going down at the girls' dorm!
Zachary, do not come into my class like that ever again.
You played this game before, you know what's about to happen.
Remain seated. Dismissed.
Is this for real?
Pitch flipped out!
I didn't think she was that messed up.
So, we've got illusion of choice, we've got a time travel mechanic that we can abuse. The game's made reference to it multiple times that we can't always abuse it. And we've got Kate Marsh jumping off the roof.
She can't.
And Max is like, well, you know what? We're going to fix that. So we're going to rewind time.
Not again.
Nose is bleeding.
Not now.
And Kate
I
jumps
have
off
to
again.
do something. I won't be able to
Rewind
rewind
time.
again and again.
And then all of a sudden the game goes, you know what? For convenience of the plot, how about a new version of the time travel power? I can freeze time, but still be able to move within it. Used literally one time in the entire game, at the end of chapter 2, which is where this is right now, end of episode 2.
Going, Max.
So,
Can do it.
you know, literally frozen time. You can see the raindrops aren't moving. This isn't like her constantly rewinding time or anything like that. Time is quite literally frozen, except for Max right now. And it's like, okay, sure. So, there you can see David's trying to run up to the roof to try and stop what's about to happen and try and save Kate. And, you know, things aren't great, but we can make it to the door. We got time frozen. Now we can go to the roof. So, let's talk about the game kind of going off the rails here. So, this is what was referred to before by people saying Kate had a bad day and she almost jumped off the roof. And Max has mentioned several times her powers don't always work and they shouldn't be used like a toy and stuff like that. But there's been no reference at all throughout the entire game in the first 2 episodes up to this point of there being any reason not to. Until now. Ready? Nope, can't use the powers anymore. So the game all of a sudden, after making all your choices basically irrelevant because you can rewind in time and choose them all over
Now.
again,
It won't
the
work.
game goes,
I don't have any power. Now I have to do this by myself.
Max, seriously, don't come near me. I will jump.
sink or swim, bitch!
I'm right here.
Literally, the game out of
Kate,
nowhere pulls a sink or swim moment on you.
Oh
And the
my
really fun
God,
part
I
about
know
this
you
is,
want to help
depending on
me.
the choices you
I
made
love that you
earlier,
stepped up to David,
stepped
but
up
it
to
doesn't
David, that's
matter
one of the ones
now.
I did make that makes a
Nothing
difference here.
matters.
Both these options have the same outcome. You can pick either one, it will work out well. If you make the right decisions earlier, the decisions are perfectly fine. If you make the wrong decisions earlier, you have to have looked through all of the stuff in Kate's room to find the solutions to this puzzle, otherwise she'll jump off the roof and kill herself, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Me. That makes me feel better.
Again, two options that are both equally valid, because I did the right thing earlier in the
I
game.
did feel better talking to you on the phone.
They answered the phone call.
I always feel like you really
So the choices
listen.
earlier did have an
Kate,
impact on
Please
this.
trust me. Come stand by me, okay? I can help you now. I know I can. This morning I erased the web link to the video. It was written on the shower
Basically,
room
just
mirror.
don't be an
That's your
asshole to
story
Kate.
now. How can I trust you? What about this morning when I needed
I
help?
told her not to
You
go to the
told me
police.
do
This was the wrong
nothing.
one. So now you have four choices.
Kate, I'm gathering
That's the only
proof
valid
that
one
Nathan
here. You
Press
have to
got
say,
drugged
I'm
you.
gathering proof
And
that
you're
he
not the
drugged you,
only
otherwise she
victim.
jumps off.
So you have to help
You know,
me
this
take
game,
him down.
Nathan
it's a good
Prescott?
game, but it really
That makes
fucks
sense.
you sometimes.
He's a scumbag. You have proof now?
No.
Soon, then straight to the police. Think of it like we're cleansing Blackwell.
You do have my back, Max. That's the first time
This time I
I've
feel
felt hopeful
hopeful.
in a week.
Good. We all need to have each other's backs. So, I want you to come with me now. Please. You don't have to do this.
Max, I'm in a nightmare and I can't wake up. Unless I put myself to sleep.
That's not
Then
how
everybody at
nightmares
Blackwell
work.
posts pics of my body. I'm already on the internet forever. No wonder they call it a web. Nothing can ever get out. Like my video. I wish I could go back in time and erase everything.
Aha, time travel joke. Or reference.
Kate, this is our chance to beat the bullies. That's the only way
Way
we can win against them.
them.
Can we really, Max? I don't believe in miracles anymore either.
Now I do. You're part of the reason why. If you come down with me, I can tell you more.
You're such a good person, Max. Even if you're full of
I love
crap.
that. You can do everything right. She's like, no, you're still full of crap, but I'll
come
not
with
do
you.
it. It's like,
You're my
why,
friend.
Kate? Why are you written this way?
Forever. Can we hug on it?
No. Nobody cares about me. Nobody.
I love that.
Kate, I saw that card from your
And then you have to
father.
remember something personal
can
about her
count
from
on
her
him.
room, basically.
He
If you didn't look into
really
any of the
loves
stuff
you
around her
without
room and, like,
question.
snoop,
Dad does
there's
care.
no way you'd be able to solve
Even
this
though I
last
hurt
section of the
him.
puzzle.
He's the only one I know who believes in me.
If you say your brothers, she doesn't have any, and she goes, you don't believe in me at all, and jumps off the roof. It's like, wow, what the fuck, game? I convinced you everything was better, all up to a point that you're just like, no, nobody likes me, I hate you all, and jumps off the
What
roof.
are you talking about? You saved me from talking in class.
Yeah, so the game kind of like starts coming off the rails. This is the first example. End of episode 2. The game kind of just goes, yeah, we're just gonna throw you in the deep end. Fuck all this stuff about time travel. We're a time travel
I
game.
know today was
No.
difficult for everybody. But
We're a
I'm
choice
so
game. We're like the
proud of
Telltale
way
games,
Blackwell
despite
pulled
not being
together
like
to
that at all up
save a
until
young
now.
girl's life.
Pulled
Of
together.
course,
That was
you're
all
quite
me.
the hero for getting Kate to come down, Max.
All me,
I didn't do
motherfucker.
much.
She's modest. Like a real hero.
Yeah, real hero.
As principal of Blackwell Academy, I take
Oh,
my duties seriously.
No, I completely
I
agree
take
with
the
that quest.
well-being of
It's
every
100%
student more seriously.
relatively accurate.
What happened today should never happen in a hall of wisdom and knowledge. Mr. Madsen, as our head of security here, those roof doors should always be locked.
Correct.
That's just standard operating procedure. They were not. And that is indeed your
You
responsibility.
fucked up, David.
Mr. Jefferson, I know you can't be expected to know what your students are going through.
You should at
But
least
Kate
try.
has assisted you in class, so you should have known something was amiss. Mr. Prescott, since you are responsible for the Vortex Club
And
parties,
Nathan.
and since Miss Marsh did attend your last party, you'll have to answer some more questions. Miss Caulfield, why exactly were you on the roof? with Kate
I abused my
Marsh?
time travel
Did
powers.
she tell you her plan? Or anything at all? Please, tell us everything.
Yeah, those all three things that did happen. But Nathan's a jerk, so let's blame him, right?
All I know is that Kate was at a party and Nathan dosed her. She got wasted and kissed some boys on a viral video without a clue.
I dosed her? Without a clue. Have you seen the video? Whatever.
You're a piece of shit,
It
dude.
was loaded and
You're a
playing
liar.
the field.
You told Kate you took her to the emergency room.
I said I was going to take her to the ER. She sobered up eventually.
Bullshit. Something happened to her and you know it. How about we talk about you
Asshole.
waving a gun in the girls'
Hey,
bathroom?
that's total slander. I could sue you and this school so fast. I already have a personal lawyer.
Is that slander or is that
Mr.
libel? I forget.
Prescott.
Which one's the one where you've written it?
I have been told of this alleged gun incident, and I have to admit that the video in question was sent to me by multiple sources.
Including me.
And since
Why are you
Mr.
watching it, David?
Prescott does appear prominently in the video and was responsible for the party, I have no choice but to suspend him until
Yeah, I
further
got suspended,
notice.
dickhead. Anyway.
See you in court.
Excuse
So
me.
yeah, we got a girl trying to kill
I think
herself.
Max
You
and
know,
Nathan
that's
need a
not
break before we
consistent with the
grill
usual
further.
plots we've
A
got so
friend
far.
and student just tried to kill herself. They don't need this forum right now.
Yes, I'm kind of devastated right now. I'd like to be with my family.
All right, Miss Caulfield, please sign here to confirm what you've told us. I'll continue this investigation from
And this is
My
like
head is
not
killing me.
long after, but it's like,
I
oh yeah,
can't-
if
I
you want to
can't use my
rewind and
power
make a
here.
different choice here, not only the ones with Kate, but like just a different choice about who you blame. Like, game, come on. Come on. Consistency. Make you stick with
well,
it.
I think
Like,
we know less now than when we started. We'll be assisting the police with further inquiries. I know this has been a stressful
we know
day.
less now than when we started.
I wish I had the power to
game
change
sometimes.
it all
Anyway.
for the better. So thank you for coming in.
So yeah, that's the first instance of the time travel power being like, okay, you know, you can travel through time, but we need to make sure there's some limitations. We can't just use this as a get out of jail free card for the whole game. And well, we're at the end of episode 2 here. And the game's really gonna ram home the Twin Peaks plotline here in a second.
I couldn't even believe it
No,
was happening.
Snowstorm wasn't enough. Let's
It was
just
literally
ram it
slow
home.
motion as I grabbed her hand. And then I could feel her grabbing mine.
Max, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen. Ever! You reached out, she reached out, hugs, tears, applause. Like a superhero.
Not quite. Look at me. I'm a mess.
You're glowing. Seriously, a human halo. I'm pretty sure you earned your wings
Glowing?
today.
I'm still worried about Kate. She did try to kill herself. All over a video.
And the
Viral is the right
bullying
word.
and the
Like a disease.
harassment.
So you
and
watched
the
Just 1.5 times.
Brr.
Warren,
Boo that man.
I don't mean to sound weird, but there's something ominous going on at Blackwell.
Today proves that.
And I'm working on proof
Next
that
thing you know, a
Kate
guy's gonna
Marsh
show up
is
in a red
connected
suit and
to
start
Rachel
talking
Amber.
backwards.
Somehow.
You know, Twin Peaks and all
Along
that.
with Nathan and Mr. Madsen.
I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but I wouldn't doubt it. Nathan did scare me yesterday, and Madsen is a straight-up dickhead. So,
I love everyone
what
calling
do you think is
David
really
Madsen,
happening?
the security guard, a dickhead. Because it's going to be real funny
What
in
the
about an
hell
hour's
is
time.
The weather confirms this weird day.
Oh, look.
Feel that chill.
There's a solar eclipse out of
Max, there was
nowhere.
no eclipse scheduled today. I would know. I would.
I
Twin
believe you,
Peaks.
Warren. I'll believe anything this week.
Anyway. So how far off the rails can we really come? Well,
You know you're clumsy, Max. Don't waste your rewind power. Use the damn chair.
the game calling itself out for the same thing I already called it out for. That's how far off the rails we can get.
You have
Take
to
it
be
easy on
shitting
the
me.
door, Chloe.
Let's try this.
And again,
instead.
speaking of,
Ooh.
is it time
Whatever.
travel or
Yes,
time
time to
and
blow
space
shit up.
travel? Well, let's take a look at this
You'll
one.
light the candle. This is so cool.
This is the pipe bomb we made with the advice
Get
from
ready
Warren.
to haul ass.
And
So fucking cool. Oh, we are toast.
alarm gets triggered from the explosion.
Fire and police department.
That
So
actually-
what should we do?
What should we do to stop the alarm from going off? I know. How about I go through the newly exploded door, and then rewinds time, so that I'm still inside there. Again, is it time and space travel or just time travel? Also, I mentioned before about like object permanence, about still having objects despite when you rewind time. They've got all the objects to make the explosive.
Bastard open. She can't cheat with her rewind.
Not that it ever comes up again.
This is bullshit. Fuck you, door.
Welcome to my domain.
You are
This is from
magic.
episode 3.
I have no clue how the hell you got in there, but
Just
you
want to point
did
this
it,
out
sister.
now because of
The
this
company
line.
I keep. Now, let's find what we want and beat it. My powers only go so
You
far.
literally stopped time.
Wait, let me find it. Here.
And here's another
For
example of
yourself.
the whole object permanence problem. Need this key, so you convince the guy to take it out of his pocket. This is Frank.
I'm afraid I'll have to take your keys now, asshole.
And then you just take him.
You did not just do that. Give me back my keys, bitch. Give me my keys now.
No, I think I'll just rewind time and keep him. So that you don't realize I ever took them from you, because I just never talked to you at all. So, again, like I talked about, fate, you know, free will and stuff like that, because if you rewind time, the same things happen that already happened. So, unless Max is involved, so is he going to take the stuff out of his pocket and see his key's not there, or what? Like, how does that work? Doesn't make any sense.
Key brought. Now back to Chloe.
Well, you can do that anyway. Just leave with his key. The game won't care. Won't answer the questions. We'll just move on. Oh, here's a
Yep,
perfect example.
locked up. I can't enter any password.
So this is a puzzle where you have to find a password and attempt the password to get into the laptop here, which is David's laptop to get access to his files. I tried the wrong password 3
I
times.
still need to find the password to David's
Locked the computer. The game says we need to go and find, you know, David's password. If you have a
Yep,
look
locked
down the bottom left-hand
can't
corner,
enter any
you keep seeing like a can't rewind symbol pop up because this is a bug. Just and because of how the game works, and sometimes it doesn't let you rewind and stuff like that. There's no way for you to know this is a bug until you run into it yourself, which is you try and get into the computer, you fail, you go, well, I guess I just have to leave without getting this part of the game, because sometimes there's things you don't have to do in rooms and stuff like that, and the game's like, nope, you have to get into the computer. You go to the computer, it's like, it's locked up, I can't try another password. Then you try to rewind time, and the game goes, you can't rewind time. You have to literally reload your last checkpoint, send it all over again, with the correct password. Right here.
Score! Max the hacker strikes again.
And it will let you in. So, you know, probably not fair to call that going off the rails, but just wanted to point out that the game sometimes does stuff like that. You're like, well, was that a mistake or not?
I hate seeing those.
But here's a
poor
perfect
girls like
example
that.
of
Me
how
too.
off the rails this game goes. This is late in
Think of their
chapter
families
4.
in the ocean out there looking for them.
Frank was
How the
doing a lot of
asshole's
stuff
gonna
with
help us find
Rachel. And,
What? You'll actually shoot him? Chloe, do not count on my rewind. Seriously.
we're told here not to count on the rewind.
That's why I
Chloe's
have a
like, I
gun.
don't, that's why I have a gun.
And I might
So we're
even
going to go and
save you
talk to
someday.
Frank. We're
About
talking to Frank to
time.
find out more information
so
about
going to hit you.
him selling the drugs to Nathan. He's a drug dealer.
Drug dealer.
You snobby whore.
And
Don't
the
come
game's
into
like,
my
yeah, go
home
through
and
this entire
judge me.
conversation. He's
That's
very
why I go
hostile.
to
If you
church.
fuck up,
And you want
this is what
something from
happens,
me?
right?
How about
He's
a
got a dog
blade
in
up
that
the
trailer
ass,
as well.
huh?
Calm down, Frank. Let's just talk.
Don't you ever tell me what to do. Get it, bitch? Get it?
So Chloe's like, I'm going to pull the gun now. He's like, here's my dog.
Papadoo!
And then he's like, well,
You fucking killed my dog!
you killed my dog. I'm going to kill you.
Oh my god!
And Chloe just killed him. So the game told you, don't rely on reversing time for this section. It was literally a lie in the dialogue. We just talked about it. But Chloe just killed the guy. And his dog. And we didn't get the information we needed. Oh, hang on one second. Hello, welcome in, Raiders. My name is Avros Kagath. I am a former JRPG protagonist turned VTuber. I've been in the world ever since I finished the game that I'm from. And welcome in. Oh, thanks, Karana. Thank you for the suggestion. Also, thank you for the raid. That was Cake? I'm not sure how to say that one. Why is the category just chatting? Because we're just chatting. I'm not playing Life is Strange. I'll give it Shockwave. You're doing art. Yeah, so quick intro for the people who just raided in. We are doing the monthly episode of the Video Game Book Club. It's where I give everybody in the community a game and we talk about the game at the end of the month. This is the one from last month. We didn't actually get a chance to do the actual episode where we talked about the game at the end of March, so we're doing it early in April. But we're talking about Life is Strange and choices and how they affect the game and time travel in particular. And right now, we're in a segment where I'm talking about how the game sort of comes off the rails with some of the time travel choices and stuff like that. So just to provide a little bit of context to the rest of this clip we're about to watch here, Chloe and Max, which are the two sort of main protagonists of the game, have come to talk to a guy named Frank, and Chloe was told by Max, don't rely on my time travel powers to get us out of this next one. And Chloe said, well, that's why I'm bringing the gun. Frank's dog tried to attack us. Chloe shot the dog, and then Frank tried to stab Chloe for killing his dog, and then Chloe shot Frank. So that's about what's about to happen here. And we were expressly told, don't rely on time travel.
No. Chloe.
We haven't got the information from Frank yet either.
I just shot a man and his dog.
Sure did.
I killed Frank Bowers.
Yep.
You saved my life, Chloe. It was self-defense for both of us.
I just tried to rewind time there. Okay, with a little symbol being like,
Max?
you can't rewind time.
Frank is really dead.
Oh, yeah, he dead.
But we can't stop now. We have to find that code. Fast.
Before the cops come.
Can't rewind time. There was a little symbol again. I'm watching a playthrough of the first game. I really like this game. I have a lot of things to say about it. We're about like, what, how long are we in? Hour and 40?
Let's get out of here.
No, this is the first one.
I'm sorry.
So we're trying to rewind time, still can't rewind it. We found the information we needed, but don't rely on time rewinding, Chloe was told. But the game's like, it's fine. You don't have to kill Frank. You can still rewind time and do it all over again. Bad. But how far off the rails can this game really go? We've seen Max bring up a power to stop time to save Kate, and now we've got an old photograph she's looking at. And all of a sudden she can hear what was happening.
What is happening now?
So, welcome to another unexplained power that gets introduced. This one gets used more than the stopping time, where Max ends up with the power to travel even further backwards through time using photographs that she's in. So when was this photograph taken? Well, this one was given to Max, by Chloe's mother, Joyce. This is back when they were younger and they're at Chloe's house. So how far back are we going? Well, there's Chloe's dad.
Get one of them newfangled computers.
The one that died.
I hope the flash didn't scare you, Max. This is a keeper.
Not until I see it first. You know the rules, Dad. Max, tell him. Whoa, hey. You look totally pale. Are you okay?
Yeah. I just...
This is ridiculous, this part.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
actually
fine.
kind of crazy how this works.
Give me the thumbs up or thumbs down.
Well, I might just allow this one into the family album.
What is this?
But not the cook.
William is here. And Chloe is just a kid.
Oh yeah, you've gone back 5 years,
Am
Max.
I that far back in time?
You mean pancakes?
In France, they call them.
I'm 18 years old inside my 13-year-old self.
If you want to eat.
How?
I volunteer to break the eggs.
So, this is where the game introduces to a mechanic we're going to use throughout. This is in the end of episode 3. You get to use throughout the rest of the game. But you've gone back in time 5 years, back to when his dad's still alive. So you get to wander around, have a look at some stuff, see what's going on. And this is where the game kind of, like, really goes Twin Peaks, right? So this is... The game's kind of dropped the teen drama plot line. It's kind of like, we don't care. Let's focus on the Twin Peaks one for a while. And so the game kind of, like, just drops one entire plot line for the second half of the game. It's really bizarre. Because what's going to happen here is, William just got a call on the phone.
I have to stop William from taking his car.
You know he's going to get into a car crash and die.
Rescue yonder queen at the Save Mart. She doth have many bags of delicious grub for us to feast upon.
You are ridiculous.
You'll be grateful for that someday. Shit, where are my keys?
That's $1 for the swear jar.
You mean your college
Alright, so this footage is sped up because I don't want this to take... This section's long, right? So now you have to find the keys before he does.
Aha! You can't hide
They're
from
under his
further.
hat.
Now lock up after I leave. Play nice. Try not to
So we've
slip
gone
in my
back in
glass.
time
And
5
don't
years
blow
to a
it.
photograph.
Don't blow it, because tonight your mother promised to make us a world-famous salmon surprise with chocolate cake for dessert. Max, you'll be here too, right?
She's never leaving me.
That makes all of us.
And then the game's like, oh yeah, that wasn't what's supposed to happen. You need to rewind time. So now you can rewind time in the time travel you've gone back in time in. Don't overthink it.
Do you remember how many eggs?
And you can grab the keys.
So how many eggs?
Don't you dare question the chef.
So then you have to find a few different places. You can be like, where are we going to hide the keys? Let's hide them somewhere where he won't look. How about in the cereal box? Hide the keys in the cereal box. Draw a little something on the side of the mantelpiece here.
Just making a fabulous breakfast with Chloe and Max. We're going to work at the 2 win.
For no real reason.
What?
Just because the game lets me.
That's
Trying to kill some time.
Now I'll have an excuse to get a mocha. Be there shortly. Love you. Excuse me, ladies. I have to go rescue yonder queen at the Save Mart. She don't have many bags of delicious grub.
And again, I think he's going to play it exactly how it was. He's going to look for his keys.
No, it's all blurry here. Like I can't step out of the photographic bounds.
The game won't let you travel outside of the area it wants you to stay in when you travel back in time to the photos.
$1 for the swear jar.
Looks under the hat, still not there. He has a key finder.
I knew this thing would come in handy. How did my keys get in here? And no Chloe and Max lying.
Okay, so now I have to rewind time. I think when the cereal box is bad, it's got a key finder. So let's get him out of the cereal box. Let's put him somewhere else. How about if we throw him out the window? Alright. So, what happens if we go back in time and change the past?
I know I had those keys.
So I know I said before, this game seems to imply that it's fate. There's no free will. Things that happen will always happen. But the game just goes, nah, we're going to forget all about that.
Last time I ordered from Spy Guy Electronics.
You can take the bus, right? The stop is right down the street.
This I can do. Good call, Max.
Oh yeah, the bus is great. It comes every 15 minutes, and there'll be plenty of room for you and Joyce and groceries, and it'll save the environment.
You sold me already. I'm off to yonder bus stop. Joyce will love this.
So he's not going to get in his car. Which means he won't get into a car
So
crash.
fucking strange. You feel okay?
Chloe, I am awesome. We are awesome.
And then the time loop closes and we go back to the future. And it's got a really cool way of showing what changed. So there's William's funeral. That never happened. Instead, there they all are, still happy together. Chloe turning into like a punk rock, running away from home. Nope, there's her and her dad. That never happened either. Chloe's mother getting remarried. Well, that didn't happen either. There they are, just on their wedding anniversary instead. Chloe and her stepdad arguing on her birthday. Well, that didn't happen either. There's Chloe getting gifted a car for her birthday instead. And now we have to jump forward in time and see... Wow. Now we're fucking with events that happened in the past. How far can we fuck up the timeline? Still at Blackwell. These are all the popular kids, though. That's weird.
Hello, are you even listening, Maxine?
That's Victoria.
Max. Never Maxine.
I know, sorry, Mad Max. You're not pissed at me, right? right? Do you want to go hit the girls' potty and smoke 'em peace pipe?
I think Max is high.
She's acting like so weird. You cool, Max?
Nobody listened when I said we shouldn't let her in the vortex.
Courtney, you don't want anybody in the club.
Like whatever, bitch.
So Max is apparently in the Vortex Club.
He hooked up with Stella?
Warren's hooked up with somebody completely different, not the nerdy girl that he's into, which is Max.
Oh no, this is totally fucked up. What else have I changed?
Yeah, you totally fucked up the timeline, Max. Why you don't mess with things when you travel back in time, folks. And then... security guard David Madsen's a bus driver this time. That's weird. And then Max is like, well, I'm gonna go to Chloe's house. I'm gonna see what the hell's going on. Takes the bus to Chloe's house. How badly has she fucked up the timeline? I mean, she's the popular girl now and all the rest of it. What's happened to Chloe? Saw Chloe get gifted a car. She's still happy with her parents and stuff like that. So nothing should be wrong. Is there like a massive bolus of birds in the air? That's weird. Stuff's still messed up. There's still weird stuff going on around Arcadia Bay. Or maybe the storm's still coming even with her having changed the past. That's gonna be bad. And apart from that, things seem reasonably normal. Apart from the changes so far. Nothing too bad though. Fiend drip. Do you mind just turning the dial up on that a bit so I can die? Because I'm getting worse as the years have gone on. No real evidence of that. You just her word for it. And then you have the choice of being like, sure, Chloe, I'll help you die, or no. And then either way, she kind of ends up dying, and you go back in time, don't hide the keys, and her dad drives off and dies instead, and then everything goes back to the main timeline you're in. And now, endings.
I was headed straight for the town.
So there's a lot to talk about as we wrap
This
it
is
up. So,
definitely Kate's floor.
subplot 1.
Freak me out.
Caitlyn's job at the building. We saved her. She's now in the
I can
hospital
imagine how
being
Kate
assessed
feels.
for a mental health trauma
I'm so glad
and
I
everything
get to
else.
see her again. I hope it's not too weird for her.
No, she'll be stoked to see you. Who wouldn't be?
This be it. I'm a little nervous.
Just go in there and be your friend. I'll wait out here so you can chill by yourselves. I was a total dick for blowing a fuse when you answered Kate's call.
Well, at least you realized it.
Good thing you ignored me. I had no idea what shit she was going through.
Correct.
And you saved her. Like me.
There you go.
I'm sorry.
There's a good reminder that you don't ever really know what people are going
Thanks,
through.
Chloe.
It's
But don't be
better
sorry.
to
We're all on the same
you know,
team.
be
Team
nicer to
Max.
people and stuff like that. Like,
Let
don't
Kate know we're
assume
gonna string Nathan up
everyone's
by his
fine.
balls, then.
Oh yes, I'm on it.
All right. So let's have a wrap up of the whole Kate plot. This is the end of it, right? The whole Kate Marsh subplot wraps up here. This is in middle of episode 4 out of 5.
Max,
Kate.
I thought I'd never see you again. I feel so ridiculous. I'm so sorry.
Kate, listen to me. You have nothing to be sorry about. Other people do.
Uh-huh.
You do not know how happy I am to see you. You look awesome. Is it a stupid question if I ask how you're doing?
Now that you're here, I'm doing even better. I'm so grateful to you for coming up to the roof to talk me down. Max, I felt so lost and alone. When I saw how much you cared, how hard you were trying, you made me realize I wasn't alone. Thank you.
Kate, there are so many people who love you and want to help you.
I know. You should see all the letters and postcards. I gave most of the flowers to other patients here because they need them more than me. I'm keeping the balloons, though. One of the nurses gave me some pen and paper so I could do some drawings.
I love your illustrations.
They got kind of dark there for a while. But I have an idea for a new children's book about bullying.
There you go.
I was
That's it.
thinking of having some
That's
photographs
the
in there
entire
too.
plot
I
with
hope
Kate
that's a
wrapped
subtle
up.
hint that you'll let me take the photographs for the book.
Was that subtle? You better take the pictures, Max. I'm going to be here for another day until my family comes out to visit.
How are they treating you?
Like they need to protect me forever. They're so upset, and I know they feel guilty even though they didn't do anything.
Huh?
I was surprised how many students from Blackwell wrote me. Daniel, Mr. Jefferson, even Victoria wrote me a very sweet note. And I believe she was being real.
Me too. I'm glad you believe again, Kate.
I'm working on it, Max. I just pray I can get this drawing right.
That's it. That's the whole plot with Kate wrapped up. So let's talk about Nathan Prescott.
Welcome to the boys' dorm.
So Nathan's been drugging people.
I'm not worried.
Kate in particular, we
So
know
what
of.
did you find?
His
And
room's clean and creepy.
as it turns out, also drugged Chloe at
Check
one
this
point, as we
out.
find out. We went and looked in his room to find any more information. We find a weird burner phone behind his couch
Boom,
and some
Nathan.
weird other
You
stuff
got
with
your
it.
balls, fucker.
And we're going to use that as some information to work out what's going on with him. Only when
What are you doing in my dorm?
we're in the boys' dorm. We're not supposed to be there.
You're such a nosy bitch, Max.
I love that his immediate reaction here
Make me,
is,
hoe.
I'm going to beat you up.
Max, I got this.
Warren steps in again, so this
Get the
also
fuck out of my face.
feeds into the end of sort of Warren's subplot here. I love this. Warren just gives him the Liverpool kiss, headbutts him, and his immediate response is pull his fucking gun. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? And Warren is just like, you know what? You pulled a gun on me, fucker.
Like Max? Like Kate?
and just keeps kicking
like
him.
Me? Huh? Feel this
And then fucking
motherfucker?
starts beating the shit out of this guy. Let's be honest. Let's be real here. If this happened to you, right? If you stepped in to stop a dude from beating up two girls and his response was to pull a gun on you, you wouldn't stop hitting him until he stopped moving, right? Like,
Please stop.
I don't think this is really the wrong response to that. If he pulls a gun on you.
Hey, come on.
Stop.
Like, what the fuck, Nathan?
Yes, we have to go.
And then Chloe steals the gun.
Who's the bitch now?
Chloe.
And then Max's response to it is...
Damn, Warren went full alpha on Nathan. And it was good. But scary.
And then you can be like, well, what happens if we rewind back? I have to hit him with the gun. This is the thing that I don't get, right? So you can decide to stop Warren. He's already knocked him down and started kicking him after he pulled the gun.
Oh, my head. Why are y'all looking at me like that, huh? You and you're all dead.
Picks the gun back up,
Let's go,
and they let him get away with it. It's
Plus,
like, what the
My
fuck?
dad is on his way. You're all fucked. He owns you.
Even if Nathan definitely deserved a beating, we should try to be better than
We
that.
should try and be better than that. He pulled a gun on you, Max. What the fuck? Anyway. So, Warren.
That was intense. Warren, thank you so much.
For what?
For beating the shit out of Nathan Prescott?
I rewound a time and let him
You
beat the shit
rule.
out of him.
I don't know. I kind of went crazy there. Like Nathan.
You're not anything like him.
Correct.
Good to know. So where are you going? I better stick with you guys. Just in case you need me to get my Hulk on again.
Hulk on?
Or should I call the cops on Nathan?
No police. Not yet. So maybe you better, Warren, me and Max have to do this on our own. No offense.
Yeah.
It's cool.
We totally needed you to beat the
Whatever
shit
I
out of the
can do to
dude because he
help.
was about to pull a gun
All
on
you
us.
can
But
do
yeah,
is
we don't
find
need you
out
involved.
Anything you can about Nathan's father.
I'm on it. Between the snow and eclipse, I'm assuming the apocalypse is around the corner.
And
Oh, you're not far
thank
off.
you.
It's
Seriously.
a tornado, not the apocalypse, but sure.
I'll call you later.
You better. I'm feeling pretty alpha now.
Yes, you are.
And just to drive home a point that I made earlier.
Man, that guy is so fucking in love with you.
Yes, he is.
I know. He really did give a serious beatdown to Nathan.
It was a little scary to watch him do that.
Now let's make it.
Alright, then they go meet up with Frank. The whole thing with the gun and her shooting him and everything. But here's the last little part of the Nathan subplot. So this is after we've gotten all the information. So it turns out David was doing a bunch of surveillance on people. We've got information from Frank, including his, like, drug deal
Chloe,
book.
are
And
you
we've got the
okay?
information from Nathan, his mobile
I'm glad
phone and
things
all of
worked
that
out
that we
okay with
grabbed.
Frank. It's nice to have one less enemy in Arcadia Bay.
This is if you do the whole Frank thing
Amen
correctly,
to
which I
that.
rewound until I did. Because I don't want to shoot a dude for no reason. And they make a big investigation board.
better focus
And the
on
game
this
goes,
board and
oh
start
shit, we're supposed to be a
tying these
video
clues
game.
together."
We should probably give you some gameplay. This is sped up. But just give you an idea of what happens. You get text messages throughout the game. Not really relevant to some of the points I'm making.
Thanks, David's
But now you
amazing.
have to look
I
through
really like
everyone's
everything
stuff and pick all the right information, the right clues.
I hope in this case that David has good tracking skills.
And so this is the stuff from David, all of his
At least David was
surveillance,
finally going after the right suspect. Look at all these license plates.
like
I hope
license
he's killing
plates and stuff like that, and that information.
Maybe he was trying to help Kate in his own messed up way.
And you have to
David knows what's
grab
going on with
enough
each
from
other.
each sort of section to investigate it
You need to
further.
get rid of the cameras, David.
I think I messed this
David
one
really
up
has
to
been on
start
for a
with.
while. She should have been upset. Oh, you're trying water, Otter. Try again.
Yeah, wrong info there, so I think that skips to...
Let's look at Frank's drug deals during the week of the party.
So once you get the right information,
Frank's for
so
sure
with
the dealer.
Frank's,
I doubt Rachel was carrying drugs for him, right?
get
Grab
his
the silver
drug
rubber.
book.
That does fit Nathan.
This is his
One.
code for
Yes,
who
game is
he was
up.
selling drugs to and
Talk to us,
stuff like
Tell
that.
Tell us everything.
And now you
See
got to
everyone
use
knows
the
Nathan.
code
Frank
to
shows
work
keeps the
out
customer satisfied. He can open the store.
when Nathan got the drugs to use the drug people. So
Everybody in Arcadia Bay must be high. That explains a lot.
obviously you want to
Frank
grab
knows
all
his
of the
job's life.
piece of information that have his code on it. So he's Rod
Two
as in
deals for the same day.
Rottweiler.
Party supplies, no doubt.
They're
I
all
think the
dog
code that
names. The funny part is that he used code names for the people, but then he has like literally just the straight names of the drugs. So he's got like 1 ball of speed. It's like what? Anyway.
Looks like David was tracking somebody's car. Maybe even Nathan's. Good clue. And that's all she wrote. Please let me find some clues about
Get the
Nathan
clues about the number plates because he was tracking cars.
Yep, another car David was tracking. Of course Nathan drives an SUV. Overcompensating.
So now we work out which car's Nathan's, which is the 6 feet under SXFT NDR is his number plate.
Let's plug in these numbers and see if they lead to an actual address. Captain, here we come, Rachel.
Information about his addresses.
What can help me unlock this phone?
Let me use Nathan's stuff. Get into his phone.
We better find it. It's good. There's a lot of numbers in here. This is the Vortex Club party where Nathan drugged Kate. Did he do the same thing to Rachel at another party?
The date for the
He's
party.
seriously unhinged. But those numbers might be useful. Oh, so busted. It's good to see the press can't cover up all their tracks.
So,
Okay, Max, let's blow this code up and go home. Let's start
gonna hack the phone.
Oops, bad code.
Oh, the codes are out.
Yeah, I knew it wouldn't be that easy.
Okay. Nah, I won't be on this sheet. There we go. Different text messages that he had. These were all with Frank for drugs.
He didn't have enough drugs. Drug dealer drama.
Have the date and time.
God, Nathan, you're out of control. So it was you. Now I can officially call you a psycho stalker. No, Nathan,
These
it's
are
time for you
the
to watch out.
stalker text messages he sent you.
It's brutal.
Alright.
Take a breath, Max. Go through all this data and you can find out where Nathan's okay after the party. So, this infamous party was the 4th.
On the 4th. Text messages from the 4th. Those ones. The drugs that he got on the 4th at around the same time. Which, as it'll turn out, was GHB. Which, for anyone who doesn't know, is a date rape drug. So, you know, definitely drugged Kate so she doesn't remember what the fuck was going on.
Poor rich Nathan. If Joyce knew what Nathan did to Chloe, she would fry his ass. No doubt that Nathan sees this storm room, so he couldn't find clues.
There's this weird, creepy barn that was around the right time frame and everything like that.
Chloe.
So,
This is definitely the place. Let me dig up some more clues here.
some digging.
Nope. Nothing, Max. There's nothing here. Just some shitty old barn.
Some shitty old barn.
Let's keep searching and find out who owns this haunted barn.
I'm on this.
I
Hold
wonder.
on. Somebody named Harry Aaron Prescott.
I'm shocked.
Nathan's last name.
Should we call the police?
Fuck that. You know the police here are like Nathan's private security, right?
That's so messed up.
As you've noticed, this whole town is messed up. We can't trust anybody.
So, what's in the barn? That's
So
the
we have
next
to go out
question
to
we
that
need to answer.
farmhouse
So,
by
we need to wrap up
ourselves.
this Nathan subplot. So, what's
I
going
was
on? He's
afraid
drugging
you'd say
people at this
We
barn.
could call Warren since he kicked Nathan's ass.
It's just the two of us, nobody else. And I'm not scared at all. You have the power. I feel like we're this close to finding Rachel.
Still trying to find
We
Rachel.
have to find her, Max.
Still don't know
We
what's
will.
happened to her.
But remember, my power isn't infinite. We still have to be careful. Do you hear, Chloe?
So let's
Yes,
go and
sir.
wrap up Nathan's subplot here. Got a few more to wrap up, and then we get to go to the endings. This is the barn. You go through a whole bunch of stuff. You find this weird, creepy door. You finally bust the lock off of it and everything like that. And when you open it up, there's a set of stairs going downstairs into the barn. That's
Is this?
bizarre. So let's have a look what's down these stairs, right?
Do I even need to say how weird this is?
So Kate mentioned being in
the-
like a white room with
built this kind of
lights
place?
and you know,
A
it was weird. It
Prescott,
felt like a hospital. So, no, it's like a white room, with lights and stuff there. There's been some other clues up until this point about a thing called the dark room. It's a bit weird. Well, this is a room that's kind of dark.
This bunker is so surreal.
It's a bunker underneath this barn. I love this keypad puzzle here. Look, you can see which numbers are most worn out. The code was also on one of the pieces of Nathan's information earlier. There's a 3-digit code. It's the only 3-digit
I
code.
thought that only worked in
But
the
also those
movie.
numbers are sort of messed up on the keypad, so if you didn't remember that, you can still work it out from the keypad.
Open sesame.
And then we get inside. And
Stocked and ready for the apocalypse.
there's food everywhere and water, and it's like a prepper's sort of bunker. That's fucking creepy. Like, really, really creepy. For food,
What the
water,
hell is this?
cans of stuff. Over here there's a letter. If you have a quick look at it,
This
it's from
says it
Nathan's
all about
psychiatrist to his
Nathan.
dad saying,
He needs help.
hey, your son needs serious psychological help. He's very disconnected from reality, even if he acts in a personal manner. You know, I need to talk to you and your wife about him getting the correct care, which clearly is not
Duct
happening.
tape in a bunker is always a bad
Yeah,
sign.
that's not good. Duct tape. A giant photo
I
printer.
guess Nathan needs the most expensive printer in the world.
Hey, Baron, how you doing? This is looking progressively more and more creepy, right?
That son of a bitch.
Contracts to build the bunker, $1.3 million to have it built
Jesus, I hate
underground.
this place.
Pictures on the wall.
Talk about tortured.
Old tortured people being photos taken of them and stuff like that. It's really not a particularly nice place, shall we say.
Oh yeah, school suspension is a deal breaker in the Prescott family.
Nathan's dad basically being like, you've been suspended, like, quit fucking up or else I'll cut you off from your inheritance, basically. You know, things aren't going particularly well for Nathan because of what we've been doing. And then we have a look in this cupboard and we have a look around. There's cameras. There's like a
I've never seen so much
whole
pricey
photo
equipment
studio set up
before.
down here. So, you know, Whitefield like a hospital, lots of lights. That's probably where
who's
it
using
was.
this fancy
So Kate was probably here after she got drugged, so that's not good. And we're starting to piece things together. We're getting near the end of the game. There's needles
This
and
must be the crap
stuff
that
there.
Nathan gets from Frank.
As it says, stuff that Nathan gets from Frank. Kate remembers a pinch in her neck.
Needles.
So she was probably drugged
Gross.
some more once she
Everything
was
sketchy
here.
as fuck. Nothing about Rachel here.
Nothing about Rachel.
Somebody likes their whiskey.
Whiskey, newspapers, stuff like that.
These newspapers are all about Rachel
All
and Kate.
things about Rachel being missing or stuff about Kate being saved from the suicide. That's not weird at all. What if we take a look on the computer?
Jesus, I hate this place.
Whoa.
Little note.
What is going on between
Yeah, I told you
Nathan
not
and
to
his
call me. Use
father?
your phone, stick to the disposal ones, blah, 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 blah. Accomplish a lot together. You have to let me guide you or you're on your own. Max assumes it's from his dad because no name signed on it. And then we check the computer.
Let's see what's in here.
Oh, that's not
Oh
good.
my god. No.
So Kate was here, and she was tied up, and the photos taken of her, that she doesn't remember. Wonderful. And then we look in the cupboard, and there's all these folders, and there's a whole bunch of different names on them. There's one with Rachel's name, right next to it, one with Kate's name. Right next to one that says Kate is one that says Victoria.
Let's see what this shit is all about.
We are.
That's not good.
Okay. A binder marked Victoria, but it's empty.
Look, the next
Hey.
one says Kate.
Victoria's is empty.
No, Kate. No.
God, I should have killed that bastard back there.
Whole bunch of photos of Kate.
All those binders are filled with other victims.
Yeah. So now we're starting to put it all
Victoria
together.
has to be next. Nathan must be planning to dose her tonight at the Vortex
Well-
Club party.
Nathan's a criminal.
This can't be real. These are all post shots, right? Right?
Chloe, look at her face. She's out of it.
Maybe Nathan paid her a shitload of cash to do this. She probably would have.
I don't think so. Why is he putting her in the ground like that? Where?
The junkyard. Max, we have to find that spot now. Then we can see what he did. There's no way she's dead. No way. She posed for those pictures, Max. I know it. Please, let's go.
That's definitely not looking very good. So not only is Nathan drugging people and kidnapping them and taking photos of them while they're drugged,
Rachel.
but now
Kate, all these files.
Rachel's like in the ground in the
This place
junkyard with
actually
some of the
feels
photos. But that's really not
This
good.
picture is framed different. Rachel is awake.
What's going on?
Fucking furious.
So we're doing the video game
Rachel
book
is
club
passed out
for
and
today,
she has something in her
Baron.
mouth.
So this is the game we played over the last month.
What
And
happened to her?
I don't know if anyone else in the
shot
video
is
played it, but
so
I've got a lot to
staged.
say, so I'm kind of going through footage I captured while I was playing the game and talking
can't
about
believe
it.
it's
So we're
real.
coming up towards like the
I
endings
can't.
here. The whole lot will be going up on YouTube, so if you are interested, feel free to jump back and check out some of it. But
Kate
yeah,
looks so doped up. She has no idea she's being posed. At least Kate was asleep through all this bullshit.
yeah. Well, we're gonna go and find out what happened to Rachel.
That's an original signed illustration. Fits perfect in here.
So, you know, what does what button do? Meow. That's what that one does.
Chloe, slow down. Wait for me.
The Chloe's like tear ass into
know
the
exactly where I'm
junkyard, looking
going.
for exactly the spot where we saw Rachel being put in the ground. So Nathan's kidnapping people and drugging them,
This is it.
taking photos of them. But is he a murderer? Is that going to be the end of his sort of subplot? Are we going to find out Nathan's been killing people as well?
Chloe, stop. Look.
That's like a trash bag buried in the ground.
Oh, that smell. Rachel.
Yep.
No, Rachel, no, please not her.
So, there's a murderer going to our school, and Victoria is his next target. So that's bad. And the girl that
I'm sorry, Chloe.
Chloe was in love with is dead.
I loved her so much.
So, you know,
How can she be
this is the near the tail end of episode 4. Not quite the end of it yet. But we're gonna wrap up Rachel's subplot with a little something interesting here. So we've been pointing out this this ghost deer, right? Seemed to be leading me in the vision of the future with the tornado and everything like that. They really wanted to make this really supernatural Twin Peaks. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, look, it's the ghost deer. So, I got a bit of like a fan theory here. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Rachel. That's her spirit. Because once you find her corpse, it fades away and you don't see it for the rest of the game. So, there you go. That wraps up with the Rachel stuff as well, along with Nathan's. And then we decide to go to
You're right.
a
Look at the
party
outline.
at the school.
Can't tell if
And just to
they're
ram home the Twin Peaksness of this all.
Jesus, Chloe, look up at the sky.
2 moons.
Beautiful. I don't give a shit. The world is ending. Cool.
You're not listening.
We're showing up at
Something
the
major is
end of the
going
world
down.
party
right.
at
Nathan
Blackwell.
Prescott is going down.
Find Nathan Prescott and deal with him because he killed Rachel. But on the way, let's wrap up one
Welcome
last
to the end of
subplot
the
before we get
world,
really into the
ladies.
ending.
I'm glad you decided to escort me.
You look really good, Warren. Are you alright after today?
I really flipped out on Nathan.
Warren's subplot.
I just hate bullies. And Max, he's dangerous.
Where is he?
I didn't see him at the dorm again. I was held up in my room.
Dude,
Smart.
have you been drinking?
Well, if you consider half a beer drinking.
You seem
Let's
pretty
go,
drunk
Max.
though, dude.
Hey. I know this is a bad time, but can I get one picture? I've been feeling like this might be actually the end of the world. So
There's 2 moons in the
I wanna
sky.
have
There's been an
something
eclipse. There's been a
prosperity.
snowstorm. Those are all things you have actually seen.
I don't
Pretty
believe
sure
you,
the world is
Warren.
ending, dude.
I know. Pain in the booty.
Pain in the booty.
Just one picture.
Action.
We've got no time for this shit. Come on, Max.
Sorry.
Chloe's mad as
I
hell.
just wanted to feel like a normal student after this week's ultra violence. I never hit anybody like that before. I was always the one getting my ass kicked.
Hey, we still need your expert help. If you see Nathan, text me immediately, okay?
I'm just gonna
I do
remind
not let
everyone,
him see you.
they're underage. They're
won't.
like 18, 19,
I know how to be invisible here.
Not to me.
and at high school. And the school's like, yeah, they can
Text
drink beer on campus. It's fine. It's like, what the fuck, game? Pick a lane and stick with it. Make them all like 21. They're in university, and then it'd be fine. But no, it's a high school. They're like 18 and 19. in the US, where that's not the legal drinking age.
Stop stomping around.
Anyway, after the party, they find Nathan's not there.
Just
He
get
sends
ready
him a
to use your
message
rewind
saying,
fast if Nathan trusted
yeah, well,
James.
you won't be able to get anything done to me if I go and get rid of Rachel's body, basically. And so they go back to find... It was supposed to be. It is a high school, though. In-game, Kai. It's weird as fuck. But yeah, it basically says, I'm going to get rid of Rachel's body. And that makes Chloe want to go back to the junkyard. So, we're real close now to talking about the endings. Just got a couple more things to cover off here, so...
I'm gonna fucking kill that little psycho.
Hey, I can't.
Well, we still got to deal with
focus if
Nathan,
you're
right?
yelling.
His subplot's not fully
Please.
wrapped up. We know he's a murderer, but he's got to get his, you know, what's coming to him, right? Gotta find him here in the junkyard. Al just flew past. I know what's going on. Deal with him all
Rachel, I
here.
will get your revenge. I
Get
swear.
revenge for Rachel. Go back to where she was buried, because that's where Nathan's gonna be, to fuck with her corpse and everything like that, and get rid of it, so that, you know, we can't get him convicted anymore.
You're gonna suffer, Nathan.
I'll remind you, Chloe has a
Max,
gun,
please hurry.
and double checking,
Oh God, Max, look. She's still there.
and the corpse is still there.
Don't look, Chloe.
Chloe's looking at it, Max backs away, and someone jabs her in the neck with the needle, and turns off her time travel powers. That's bad.
Chloe! Look out!
What the fuck?
And Chloe gets shot in the head. So Chloe's dead. Rachel's dead. Chloe's dead. Things aren't going too good.
Chloe.
Chloe's dead, lying right on top of where Rachel is. And Max is knocked out, no way to use her time travel powers. And here's Nathan coming to glow, right? Be Nathan, isn't it? Psych. End of episode 4. They reveal the big twist. It was Mr. Jefferson. And now, got the end coming. Got a few little loose ends to wrap up now. Now that we realize it was Mr. Jefferson and not Nathan, well, we gotta give you a solid reason why it was that before we can wrap up the whole story, right? So now we're back in the dark room. Turns out that's where Mr. Jefferson's been dragging everybody. Turns out, which I'm gonna skip over some of this, he was working with Nathan. So, hence
Out there! Please!
why we knew Nathan was involved. And, I'm wondering, we're all tied up. We saw Victoria on the floor. How's Max gonna get out of this
I'm
one?
free. Almost.
Well, after jumping back in time and saving Chloe's dad and ending up getting Chloe, you know, turned into a paraplegic, we know he can jump backwards in time through
Looking at
photos.
myself like that. You'll pay for this, Jefferson.
We're looking around, we're trying to look at what we can do.
I don't remember anything that happened.
Yeah, being drugged does
This
that.
must be the same drug Nathan used on Kate.
So how about going backwards through time? I was trying to find the solution here for a little bit. There we go.
I promised I would never go back in time like this again. But this is the
So last time
only
we did
way.
this, we really screwed with the timeline, right? So how badly can we fuck up the timeline? This is the start of episode 5, the final episode, so if you guess quite a bit, you would be right.
This angle highlights your purity. See, the slightly unconscious model is often the most open and honest.
Creepy.
Posing just pure expression. Oh, Christ. Look at that perfect face.
Yeah. Anyway, a whole bunch of stuff happens there. And you make him ruin some of his photos, and then he drugs you again. And we changed the past. He's, instead of looking at his photos happily, he's like, ugh, they're all ruined from the processing fluid and stuff, the drugs. And,
Oh, Jesus. I can't believe that happened. So sick.
there's some different photos on the trolley now that we can use. Because they're not in the folder.
Wait.
Have a chat with Victoria
Jefferson
here,
couldn't
and she kind
handle
of
stains on
apologizes
his
for being a
photos.
bitch.
Good. Now I can use them.
Alright. So,
Whoa. I'm definitely more awake in this photo. I could try this one.
more fucking with the past.
I'm so sorry.
This might work. Please work.
And this is how the game sort of wraps up. It goes, yeah, we're going to jump you through a whole bunch of different timelines, and we'll get to the ending of this whole game eventually. So, why was Jefferson doing this?
I'm getting some spectacular images here, Max. Yes, Victoria would kill to be in your place, but she doesn't understand our connection.
Repeat.
You're the winner, Max. I choose you. Your portrait.
Fuck you.
Sorry.
You're trying too hard. I know you're scared. You all have the same doe-eyed look when you wake up here. Replaced by fear as you realize what's about to happen.
What, that you're going to kill me?
Jefferson, why are you doing this?
Max, I'm so glad you asked that question. Simply put, I'm obsessed with the idea of capturing that moment innocence evolves into corruption. That shift from black to white to gray and beyond. Most models are cynical. They lose that naivete. However, some Blackwell students carry their hope and optimism with them like an aura. And those lucky few become my models. My subjects.
Yes.
He's fucking horrifying.
And this is your last session.
Au contraire, Max. I'm so sane that nobody knows what's happening to you right now. As you can see, Sleeping Beauty here is too harsh for my gentle lens. And don't get me started on your late partner. I had enough of those faux punk sluts in my Seattle days.
Ugh. Yeah, he killed Chloe. Because he sucks.
You killed Chloe. You murdered my best friend.
She had a loaded weapon. This was clearly self-defense, but that's what happens when you play with guns. Or try to fuck.
What a god complex this guy's got,
It's
right?
better when they don't know. Like pure, sweet Kate.
Well, he did it to Kate as well. Horrible.
Kate believed, and she survived. You failed to break her. She's stronger than ever, and she'll outlive you.
She'll certainly outlive you. Who knows? Maybe I'll pay Kate a visit soon and test her faith again.
You will not get away with this. I want you to know that.
Too bad you already made a convincing argument against Nathan in the principal's office. Thank you so much for setting him up for me. I do know that the Prescotts are going to have a major scandal when the town finds out what their elite son has been doing for homework.
Horrible.
You used Nathan.
I prefer the term manipulated. Like with an image. Nathan's was easy to twist around.
But just to wrap this up for this section, turns out Nathan's dead.
Teacher-student
Jefferson killed him after using him to do all of this.
Touching for a while.
Did you tell him everything about your plans at Blackwell?
Don't be stupid, Max. I told him what he needed to hear. In return, I had access to the Prescott fortune. Who do you think paid for this glorious darkroom and equipment? How else could I get all these hip new drugs for my subjects?
Rachel Amber was your victim, not
Correct.
your subject.
Rachel Amber. That's the real tragedy. Nathan thought he could be an artist like me.
Yep.
Instead, the dumbass gave her an overdose.
Why, Rachel?
I don't have time to tell you everything. But she was special. A human chameleon, so many visual possibilities. We had a real connection.
So yeah, letting this play out just to sort of give you an idea of,
Did you know, she also
what
had
all
a
of these plots have been
connection
building
with
to.
Frank?
So we had all the
Let's
teen
be
drama stuff. They kind of just
She was doing the
let that
classic
die
bad boy
off,
thing.
and then we had all the
She
Twin
was over
Peaks
Frank
stuff,
before it
and
began.
Rachel
just
going
didn't
missing,
know.
which similar to how Twin Peaks started with a girl getting murdered.
Rachel
Which,
was
as it
dead.
turns out, Rachel was dead the whole time.
no
So
tears, Los Angeles
the Twin
would've
Peaks
killed
plot
her
in this
anyway,
game
so
started with a girl being
look
murdered
at
as
this
well.
a favor.
And as it turns out, it's all turned into some weird
You and your friends almost beat me for
pseudo-sexual
that.
fantasy
See,
of
we're
a
not so
old man who's a
different.
teacher.
Yes, we are.
It's like,
I cared more
yeah,
about
I like
Nathan
taking
than
photos of girls when they're
No,
drugged and,
you didn't.
half passed
It's
out.
just
It's
too
like,
bad
you're a
that he
fucking
fell in
weirdo,
lust with
dude.
Rachel. He actually thought he could mimic what I do with the camera and subject, like father, but not like son.
Where is Nathan now?
Dead and buried.
There we go.
After what he did to Rachel, I knew I couldn't keep him as a protege for much longer. Now the police will never find his body. Do
Horrible.
you finally get it now, Max? I can't compromise my vision with amateurs.
You are an amateur. Look at the trail of death you left behind. You can't blame all this on Nathan. I don't care what you do to me. You're gonna die, motherfucker. For Chloe and Rachel and everybody else.
I do love your spirit, Max, but you brought yourself here by your own choice. Anyway, I like my models to be seen and not heard, so I have to make sure there's nothing left behind of you. Okay. Now, let's see how these shots came out. I can see why your instant camera is so appealing. You don't need a computer to print your
And let's talk about the fate of Mr. Jefferson here, because he's about to meet his end very soon.
Sorry. This is not art.
Or the end of his subplot,
I have
at
all
least,
those
or
photos
main
in my
plot, I
diary.
guess.
This could be a way out.
Max.
Then we get to go back, right? We realize we got the photos in the diary, so we can use them to possibly jump back in time further.
Wait! Please, Mr. Jefferson.
Max, I would love to talk shop, but I really need to go over these pictures, especially while they're fresh in my mind. I think our session was a career high.
Yeah. Gross.
You still have my diary.
Don't worry. Nobody's going to read it. Thanks for reminding me. There's nothing more innocent than a teenager's diary. Oh, look at your selfies. What a waste of talent. Look at that shot, Max. You can do so much better.
And that's from the very start of the game. You're in his classroom and took a photo of yourself.
Oh my god. I can go all the way back to the moment.
Let's
this
go
all
fuck up the
started.
timeline some more, right?
This could be your chance to fix everything. For good.
Focus on this one. Alright. Not too much longer now, and we can talk about how this game wraps up its two major plots. This is all part of it, but also it's kind of more the subplot that Jefferson's involved with as well. It's tangentially related to Chloe and Rachel, which are the other two main plots, really.
I'm back. Right back where I started this insane week.
Also, I love her
And
shirt
nobody
here
was
where it
going
says
to hurt
Jane and has a
Chloe
picture of a
ever
doll on it,
again.
meaning it's
Which
like
has
Jane
been
Doe
popular
is the name
since
they
the
use for
early
like
1800s.
unidentified
Your generation was not
victims
the
of
first
crime.
to use images for selfie expression. Sorry, I couldn't resist. The point remains that the portraiture has always been a vital aspect of art and photography for as long as it's been around. Now, Max, since you've captured our interest and clearly want to join the conversation, can you please tell us the
What's
name of the process that gave birth to the first self-portrait?
Self-portraits. You can actually give the correct answer here.
The Daguerrean process.
Oh. Well, that was easy, Max.
Was it? Okay.
Like 5 episodes in at this point. Anyways, this is Max's idea of fixing everything. You ready?
Mr. Jefferson, we need to talk.
Can you see I'm talking to Mr. Jefferson now?
Yes, I see. But maybe you shouldn't.
And why not?
Hold on, Victoria. Are you okay, Max?
Way to
I will
overplay your
believe
hand.
Victoria understands that hiding behind a screen, posting videos of people is incredibly cruel and unfair. You're smart enough to know how easy it is to hurt somebody, to destroy their life. I just want you to think about how much it would hurt if somebody did that to you.
Okay.
You can always make the right choice, Victoria. I know you've got a good heart. I've seen it.
Listen, I didn't...
You don't have to explain. There's no reason for you to be so insecure that you can't be happy with your own talent. Wouldn't it be better to lift people up than to bring them down? You could inspire people.
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about now. Do I, Mr. Jefferson?
I think I should stay out of this one, Victoria.
Then I guess I'm done talking.
And that's okay too.
Doesn't make herself look like obvious, like she knows something weird's going on compared to how she normally acts. It's so out of character.
Random, Max. What did you mean?
Here's my photograph for the Everyday Heroes contest.
Oh, that was easy.
No. It wasn't easy at all.
Well, I can't prejudge yet, but I'm very happy you decided to enter. That means a lot to me. And Blackwell. The first step for any artist is to put themselves out there in the world without fear.
Oh, there's a lot of fear involved.
Innocent.
Or guilty.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the photo, and maybe both of us will be jet-setting to San Francisco this Friday.
Or maybe only one of us will be going.
Don't be so modest, Max. Anything can happen in a week.
As you're going to find out, Mr. Jefferson.
Yeah, cool. That totally doesn't seem ominous and weird at all, Max. Like, what the fuck? That's her idea of fixing everything, right? Bill saves Chloe from Nathan Prescott. Bill walks with Chloe along the train tracks. The police officer eating his breakfast. They're raiding the dark room. Despite her weird way of trying to fix everything, there's Nathan and Jefferson getting arrested and Kate being there as well, so... And there's Kate on the roof. They're trying to jump off. They're finding Rachel's body buried in the junkyard. So yeah, despite her like really weird way of trying to fix everything, she did fix everything. So that's the end of Jefferson's plot, right? Not quite. Not quite. Chloe and Max just packing for some reason. Max in the dark room. Max getting into a taxi. And in the end...
Whoa!
She won the Everyday Heroes contest. She's going to San Francisco. So yeah.
Okay. You're okay, Max.
Not in the dark
You're
room.
safe.
She actually fixed
On a
everything
plane.
in a weird way. As
I
the
hope
principal.
I did everything right this time.
Local teacher arrested.
Good work, David.
Hi, Mama. Correct.
Chloe. Oh, you're alive. Oh, you're alive. I did it.
So yeah,
Fixed everything.
she did fix everything despite everything being so weird. And then she ends up in the gallery in San Francisco. So that's the end of Jefferson's story. He got arrested, everything's fine. And we're at the Everyday Heroes thing. Contest that she won. And in a big art gallery, her photo's up in there somewhere. We'll come back to show it in a bit. Game doesn't show it off just yet. And everything looks good, right? So why isn't the game ending? Why isn't this the end of the game? Well, the game will bring up that point very shortly, but I'll let you speculate here in the chat if you're curious at all.
San Francisco is so cool, and this gallery is huge.
So is the buffet. If an event skimps on the food, you know it's a bad event.
As long as I don't have to eat any caviar.
This is your day, Max. You can do whatever you want. I hope you take advantage of your status and talk to as many influential people here as possible. Work the room.
I don't know. I feel so weird, like I'm a little kid hanging with the adults.
Max, after this week, you are certainly not a little kid anymore. In fact,
yeah,
you're a noteworthy adult being honored by your peers.
Time travel and all
now
the traumas she's been through.
Like the photographer you want to be. Hell, I wanted to be in charge of a big school someday. So I started taking charge of things when I was young. Ask my poor classmates.
So poor classmates.
Max, I'm gonna eat up
that
that
would have been
caviar,
painful
so
to go through.
Better get in there and start schmoozing. You know, I won't always be here to take charge. But you come talk to me whenever you want.
Come on, Max. After everything that's happened, this should be the least scary thing you've ever done.
And then I left this clip go a little bit longer for one reason. Ready?
Wowzer, Max. You did it. Somehow. I went from the dark room to this gallery. I've been through so many realities in 1 week. Life is weird.
You're supposed to say strange. It's the name of the game. Anyway, so
left the ringer off, idiot.
She realizes she's left the ringer off on her phone.
Oh, come on. Please answer.
Max, holy shit, man, your vision. It's true. You saw the tornado. It's coming.
What? Oh no. Chloe, where are you?
I'm so fucking scared. I'm by the beach.
Chloe, can you hear me?
Well,
hello?
despite fixing everything,
Hello?
we didn't fix the damn tornado.
Oh
so,
my god. The tornado was real. Oh, I didn't fix shit. Chloe
just
will
don't need to
die.
fix that.
Arcadia Bay is gonna be destroyed.
And so I love it that
There
at this
has
point
to
Max
be a
is
way
like,
to
well, the
stop
tornado's
this.
going to destroy all of Arcadia
For
Bay.
good.
There has to be a way to, like, stop the tornado entirely. What's one more opportunity of just completely fucking with reality, right? Let's go back in time one last time. Save Chloe and make everything right.
How do these galleries afford to
No
rent?
How do we do that?
way. Chloe can't die
Well,
again.
let's use the
I
photo
have to
she
save
entered
her.
for the contest. So I was standing in front of the wall of selfies.
Bad picture. I could have done this so much better.
Jump back even before we entered the contest for the Everyday Heroes and before that class, even earlier, and change time some more. So how can we fix all of this?
Oh shit. Oh, man.
Reality's starting to break down.
What is going on now? It feels like reality is breaking
Oh yeah,
apart.
we've messed with time way
What
too
am
much
I
now,
doing
Max.
with time?
So the new
I
solution
just have to make one simple change, so I won't end up in San Francisco. Simple.
is to get rid of her
Sorry,
contest
San
entry.
Francisco. Chloe comes first.
Just means she can report Mr. Jefferson. She can do all the other stuff with that. Won't win the Everyday Heroes contest. Stop putting the torn photo in a journal instead. So getting on the taxi to go to the airport to go to San Francisco. There's Jefferson burning her diary in the dark room, which means she can't use the photo that she took at the start of the game to jump back to his class. And she's back in the dark room again. Well, that didn't fix everything. In fact, that fucked some of it up even worse. So, now we've got a new problem to fix. Jefferson had to leave and came back because the storm's still out
no.
there.
I'm back here again? I thought I fixed everything.
What did you say, Max?
What? Jefferson should be in jail, not here.
Jesus. It's like you're back in my class. You're still spacing out. It might be cool if you took one of your patented selfies now. The transformation between the old Max and the new Max. Anyway, answer my question, please.
I love this.
Eat shit and die.
Good answer. Good answer.
Nosebleed.
Your nose is bleeding. Probably gave you too big a dose. Sorry about that, Max. But considering you're about to die, a nosebleed is a first world problem.
Well, have to find a way out of this one.
I had to let Victoria Chase go.
You let her?
Don't be stupid, okay? She's exactly where she
Oh, and now he's
deserves
killed
to be.
Victoria as well.
No.
Oh, as if you care.
Oh, I guess we still got to deal with Jefferson. Give him his,
That dilation like a shutter. The pictures you're taking of me now. Too bad you pissed away your gift. You could have won the contest, but you destroyed your own beautiful photograph. What a waste. Sorry, I burned all your stuff. I got a little carried away.
Fuck. He burned my diary.
Always.
That's why I'm still here.
Especially since you've developed from nerd to hero within a week. There's something weird going on with you. Whoa. Did you see how crazy it is outside?
No, I've been trapped in here the whole time, idiot.
Like I said, something weird. There's that fear. Max, it's an honor working with you
So
on
yeah,
these final sessions.
here's the end of
I
Jefferson's plot
these
line.
images will be
And then we got one
appreciated
last
for
thing to
what
wrap
they
up,
truly
which is why I
capture.
said the game wasn't over, right? We got the tornado.
Loss.
Still deal with. And game wraps that up in a very interesting way.
At least
Sort of where this game
that's the last lecture you'll ever
kind
have
of
to hear
redeems
from me.
itself, but also kind
And
of
I
drops the
promise
ball.
you, no more.
Let's focus on
Jefferson.
Jefferson just for a little bit longer
Please.
here.
Don't do this. You don't know what's happening.
Shh, 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 shh. Quiet. Quiet, Max.
He's in a storm bunker, like, even if the tornado comes through, as long as everything's all closed up, he's gonna be fine, Max. Like, he doesn't need to know that there's a tornado going and all of Arcadia Bay gonna get destroyed.
Don't do this.
He'll be fine. Anyway. Yeah. Filling up a needle. One last injection to finish off Max when...
I promise. This final dose won't hurt. What?
somebody comes in. Here's one last use of the time travel powers in a cool way.
No, David, no!
So let's rewind time and let's change how that all goes down.
And I promise you, no more nosebleeds.
Wait, hold on. Can I please ask you for one last request?
Oh, you got me, Max.
It's pretty
How
clever.
Can I deny that face?
Could you please at least play some music so I can drift away?
Even at the end, you're still a dreamer, Max. It's a nice trade.
Cover David's entrance with some music.
Now I'm a little bit crazy, out of my mind. I'm going slightly strange in the head. It's all a little bit hazy, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna stay screwy instead. And I'm a little bit cuckoo, gaga. Hold it!
What?
Barking.
Nope, that was a mistake. Because He hides behind you there, see? So
I promise you.
Would you take one last picture of me? I want to be your best subject.
that's a creepy way of putting it, Max.
I almost don't believe that, but I think you've finally learned from me.
So, I believe this was the correct answer. Comes back with the needle again. Here comes David.
I promise. This final dose won't hurt. What?
David, watch out!
How? How did you know that?
Dude gets knocked out.
Get the camera next to you!
No gun. No balls.
Jefferson, it's over.
You are not going to stop me.
Oh, it didn't work.
You are not going to stop me.
Grab your gun now!
Got it.
Too slow. So yeah, one last little thing we get to direct somebody. Yeah, it didn't work.
You are not going to stop
Grab
me.
your gun now!
Got it.
That was the wrong option. I didn't mean to do that one.
You are not
David,
going to stop
kick
me.
that table!
Yes, sir.
David!
Over. You are not going to stop me.
There we go. And that's the end of Jefferson.
Oh, Lord, Max. Are you okay? Are you alright? Can you move?
This is why I thought it was funny earlier where everyone's calling him a dickhead.
Thank you, David.
Right?
Thank you.
He ultimately is the one that saves
brought
Max
me
at the
here.
end. Oh, you have to do
Let's
stuff
wrap
yourself,
up this
exactly.
son of a bitch first.
Bob.
He won't be going anywhere when he wakes
I love
up.
he's like, let's wrap him up, then walks back over and
Except
bobs him
you are
once more
going
time
to
in the
prison
face to knock him
forever.
out.
Or worse.
Mr. Jefferson, now it's your turn to be captured in a moment.
So,
Save Chloe. He burned everything, including all of my photos.
I love that Max has a one-track mind.
Warren!
This entire game, it's like, I have to save
I
Chloe.
can use that picture
That's
he took
it.
of us.
That's why I showed the clip before of Warren taking that photo
No signal.
at the end of the world party, because that's the last photo you can use to
Thanks,
get out of
Mr.
this.
Jefferson, but you won't need this anymore.
And now for something a little bit interesting. So,
I had no idea he was this sick.
no one did,
I
David.
better go outside and call Warren. David? Are you okay?
Look at this place. It feels like hell.
Jefferson was going to kill me. Like he did to Victoria Chase.
Oh, no. I always suspected that son of a bitch.
I
I
never
didn't know you were
did.
this messed up. I never suspected that son of a
Until too
bitch.
late.
You
I always
shouldn't
suspected that
have
son
to
of a bitch. It's
suspect
like,
your
come on, dude.
He wasn't a real teacher. He just wanted to lecture. It was part of his sick plans.
I wasn't surprised when you accused Nathan of drugging Kate Marsh. I thought so too. And Max, I treated Kate like shit.
At least he admits it, right?
I know she's a good person, but I'm not. I hope I get to tell her that soon.
Character growth.
Kate was bullied up to that roof. But it was still Nathan and Jefferson who put her there.
I knew Nathan Prescott was a threat. I just waited too long to neutralize him.
Jefferson already did. They had some weird father-son thing going on.
Ugh, creepy.
But Nathan killed Rachel, and Jefferson had to use him as a scapegoat.
That pervert was pulling all this shit right under my nose, too. I could have stopped him and Nathan if only... I wasn't so stupid.
No. I told Principal Wells Nathan had a gun and almost
And
used
he
it.
did nothing.
But he didn't want to believe me. I should have been more loud.
We all make decisions we regret. But I have to admit, I'm impressed by you. And Chloe. And your investigation. I had all the high-tech toys, well, you had each other.
We learned
Maybe
from
she
watching
learned from you.
I think she only learned how to hate my guts. I'm sure you know I hit her the other day.
I know you're sorry.
I'm not gonna make any excuses for my behavior. I tried to be a good soldier, but I wasn't so great. I tried to be a good father, too, but when Joyce kicked me out, I had nothing.
He has some really good character growth here, David.
I'm so sorry about that. I didn't want that to happen.
I should never have set up those surveillance cams. Or kept all those files.
I'm going to tell Joyce I was wrong about you. She does love you. It's pretty obvious.
I try not to use my service as an excuse, but it's hard to come home after war. Most people don't know or care what it's like.
Just having this
Joyce.
conversation with
She gave me hope.
Jefferson just knocked out on the ground
A
behind
new
him.
life.
And you saved mine. Chloe, she would be proud of you.
I just want to see her safe with her mother. I promised Joyce I would go see a
Go see a
family,
family
counselor. I'll start by apologizing to Chloe. I don't expect her to call me dad, but maybe she'll stop calling me step douche. So, where is Chloe?
And here's where we get to decide Jefferson's fate.
David, Chloe is dead.
This isn't happening. It can't. No, God. Not Chloe. Max, are you sure? Are you...
Yes, I saw her. I saw Jefferson kill her in the junkyard last night.
Last night? When I was feeling sorry for myself in my hotel room?
Yep.
I promised Joyce that I would protect her and Chloe. How can I face her and explain this? I never even told Chloe that God damn it!
Ready?
You killed my wife's child, you sick fucker! And you took away my stepdaughter?
David, wait!
And Jefferson's dead. That's one fate you can decide for Jefferson.
Max.
Oh, did we forget this is a time
I'm
travel
sorry.
game? I sure
I'm
did.
sorry you had to see that.
What a mess. What have I done? All that time I wasted with surveillance. Chloe, I'm sorry. Joyce, I failed you. My family.
You didn't fail. You did your best.
It's kind of weird, right? Like, I'm gonna go and find that photo that Warren
Max.
had and try and reverse time prevent all of this from
You
happening.
better get outside. You've seen enough of this
But
room.
you still can make the decision around whether or not
David.
Jefferson lives or dies in this moment.
Thank you for saving
And the game does care. There's this whole choice system. It shows you what you picked and what people in your friends list picked in Steam if you're playing through the Steam version, or what people globally picked for the different options and stuff like that. So the game does care about what you pick. Even if it gets reversed. Even if it gets undone. So, you know, he may be a vile person, but he should probably just go to jail, not just be shot, you know, extrajudicially in the head. Could be locked away and made to suffer by being trapped with no freedoms for a long time.
Good God. It's a studio. This
Anyway.
place.
Jefferson.
Oh, I always...
I did all the same decisions, so I skipped through to the end.
And Max.
If I can show you what the other ending is.
I
You see
knew-
both the Jeffersons' fates. Like, I mean, with Rachel, obviously,
That
proposes
perv-
just to die. Warren's, you
No.
can make a few decisions, but pretty much the
We
same
all-
every time and stuff like that.
Maybe.
I
know.
I'm not... That's right. I should...
I'm go.
Weird how with some
I
stuff
tr-
it lets you skip all the way to straight to the decision. Other
And you
stuff it
s-
kind of like skips you
just
to
wanna
specific parts of the conversation where it's changing a character expression
where-
and stuff like that.
David, she was pretty stressed out, so, she went to go, medicate before I ended up in here. So, she's okay.
Oh, thank God.
That's a pretty poor lie there,
Once
Max.
I'm happy, Chloe's a stoner.
David, I have to go outside and get some real air and use my phone.
Of course. Go on, Max.
To the storm.
You're a brave soldier.
Last thing we need to wrap up.
I'm glad Chloe has
That
a best
feeds
friend
into
like
the
you.
endings this game has. And yes, I said
Go on,
endings. There's 2 of them. So we'll get to those
seen
very,
it.
very shortly. We don't have much left to talk about. And then we can
Okay.
we'll talk about the game as a
teacher.
whole and
Let's see what kind
things
of
like
photo
that.
evidence you shit all over this computer.
You're not getting away with this, Jefferson.
correct. Alright. So, does Warren still have the photo? That's the important question we need to answer right now.
Holy shit. This storm's real.
Yes,
I
it
need
is
to
real.
find
But you already realized that, Max.
Yes! Warren, can you hear me? Never mind. Listen, do you have that photo you took last night in the parking lot?
And it turns out,
Why? It wasn't that great a shot.
Yes,
Still has
is,
it.
and I want it. Where are you?
I'm at the Two Whales Diner. Pretty much trapped in here with Joyce thanks to this Armageddon weather. I'm expecting the ocean to turn red.
I'm on my way.
Come on, that's crazy.
crazy.
You can
Really
barely walk
look
on the sidewalk
outside.
outside. Seriously, Max, stay wherever you are. I don't think the storm's getting smaller. I'm kinda scared.
That's okay. Me too. But it's not over yet, Warren. So hold on.
Yeah. Max is gonna fix everything. So remember how I was talking about Melissa and all the times you had to save her and everything like that? That was one in every episode. Oh, there's also one in episode 5.
Alyssa needs help again.
Needs help again, I love that. So she's trapped in this building. If we don't get her down, she's gonna probably die when the storm comes through and everything like that. Again, we're gonna rewind time, we're gonna fix all of this, so, you know, ultimately it's not gonna matter. But still,
Come on, Alyssa. Take my hand.
we still have the option one last time to save her.
Here I come.
So here's the end of the Alyssa subplot, which is literally just 5 little interactions out of the way you get to save her each time.
You okay?
Now I am. We need to get out of here.
Alyssa, you go on. I have to help other people.
Watch out, Max.
Damn. That was close. Thank you, Alyssa.
Now we're even. Be careful out there.
That's the payoff, is that she saves you from something. Which only happens if you saved her from something. Anyway. So I said Warren's subplot was over, but it's not.
I hate to say I'm glad to see you, but I'm so glad
Because
to
it wraps
see
up
you.
here.
That's okay. The important thing
So
is that
now we
you're
get to
safe.
wrap up the last bit of Warren's subplot.
I know you can take care of yourself after Nathan.
Should have done that a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But damn, Max. Can't believe you actually drove down here in the middle of a fucking E6 tornado. Just for one photograph? I mean, I know you didn't come for me.
Warren,
Hey, he finally realized
came
that
for
she's
all
not
of
interested in
you.
him.
just tell me you do have the photograph.
I just want...
Now shut up and listen.
Oh Yeah. You're finally going to tell me what you never did in the parking lot.
Oh yeah.
I wish I would have. So I'm just going to tell you without any explanation. Trust me, okay?
I always do. You should probably tell me quick.
I had a vision in Jefferson's class of a tornado destroying Arcadia Bay. I went to the bathroom and saw my best friend Chloe get shot by Nathan Prescott. You with me so far?
Where else could I be? Go on.
Then I found out that I could rewind time. And long story short, Mark Jefferson is insane and dangerous.
Yeah, long story short, Mark Jefferson's one was evil.
I have to go back in time. Jefferson already killed Chloe. I can't let that happen. I have to do something, Warren.
Max, going back in time is what caused the storm.
Correct.
All because of me? How?
I'm not a real scientist, even though I play one at school.
I love that.
This seems like pure cause and effect. Maybe
chaos theory.
What happened with Jefferson?
I love that.
hurt you?
Basically, Warren implies that, you know what?
He used Nathan to get drugs
You
and
going
money
back
for
in
him.
time and saving Chloe in the first place is what
Jefferson
caused
tied
all
me
of this to happen.
Dosed me with some drug and took sick photos of
No.
me.
Chaos theory. Butterfly effect. Whatever you want to
So
call it.
horrible.
You saving Chloe caused the tornado, basically, is
So
what he's
sorry you
implying.
had to go through all that.
Going back in
You're
time is
the
what's fucked
bravest
up
person I've
reality.
ever known.
Which, considering every time she jumps back through photos, it's making
I wanna
reality
kill
look
that
even
son of a
worse.
bitch. Where is he?
Busted. History. Which I need to change fast to make it right again. Is that bad?
For every action, there's a reaction.
Correct.
Whenever you reversed or alter time, maybe you caused a chain
Finally,
reaction.
someone who has some freaking
Even in the
sense to be like, hey, maybe fucking with time has broken everything.
All this destruction is my fault.
Give me a break. You sure the hell didn't give yourself time travel powers?
I guess we'll never know if it's
But
magic.
using the
or
power
science.
is what could
Even
be
if it's
fucked
from
with
a
everything.
wizard or a wormhole, you're part of something bigger. And I don't believe in fate or destiny, but after this week,
I believe in fate or
realize
destiny.
I don't know
Yeah,
shit.
but some stuff just
That means
keeps
both
happening
of us
regardless, like the
right.
tornado, no matter how
Do
much
know
we
you're here
change.
for a
So, I
reason.
don't know, it seems like fate to me.
I guess it's up to you to find out why. Max, I'm sorry you got stuck in this. I don't have a fucking clue what's going on.
There we go.
But I have total faith that you'll do the right thing when the time comes.
Remember that line about doing the right
so
thing,
proud
right?
of you, Max. How could there be a more important moment in history? And I'm in the middle of it with you. So thank you for trusting me.
'Cause that's going to become
Thanks for
very
being
relevant
here.
very soon.
Always.
There's the photo.
Max, do you think this is the end?
Hey,
Alright.
be careful out there.
I could use a hug before I do this.
And there we go.
Me
There's
too.
the end of Warren's subplot. Friend zoned him real hard, but, you know, he's been a good friend, so we can at least give him a hug before, you know, rewinding time again. Try to fix all this. So how do you fix time
Better go before
in this
I
instance?
get pathetic and tell you not to.
You're not pathetic. You're one of my heroes. And I'm going to make the right choices from now on. I swear.
That's
That's
why
the C
you're
indeed,
Super
yeah.
Max.
Alright. So. Only moment in time we've got that we can go back to is to, right before going into the end of the world party, where we found out that Nathan wasn't there and ended up in the junkyard where Chloe got killed. So how do we fix that one, and how do we make that fix everything? Well. This is it. Last couple loose ends to wrap up, and then we're at the endings.
Come on, Max. Chloe. Jesus, dude, what is up with you? I'm just glad we're here.
I guess you can talk. No worries. It's all good.
I'm glad
So,
we're here.
just to recap this real quick. Basically, you have to convince Chloe that you can't go into the party because she's going to die because, you know, she fucked around with time. And Chloe's like, well, you went in there, bad stuff happened, we rewound, so now you're trying to like fix it. So you just rewind again, everything will be fine. Now you have to basically be like, no, actually we went way further in time, I'm jumping back to the photos and all the rest of it. And she doesn't really listen to you unless you say the right stuff. So you basically have to tell her Nathan's dead, Jefferson's the one that's actually evil, and, you know, don't run away from me, she just basically said. And that she can't keep fixing everything because she's breaking time and reality, and you can see reality's all fucked up, and she went to alternate realities. And now we're going to cover the whole one where she went back in time, saved her dad, she ended up paraplegic, and asked to be killed. Yeah. And you asked me to end your life. Just wanted to suffer, she's trying to save her. And she's like, oh wow, I'm sorry I had to ask you to do that in alternate reality. It's like, I don't think you really need to apologize for that, Chloe, what the fuck? Anyway, so now that she's like, okay, now don't go in there. Let's go back to your place, tell David, let him know all of the information. David knew where the dark room was when he actually saved me in the future. And then, you know, we'll let him know what's going to happen. He can go to the dark room and stop friggin' Jefferson when he kidnaps Victoria. Easy, right? And that's how you fix time. But now Chloe's not dead. They're explaining stuff to David. David shows up with the police and a flak vest and everything to get Jefferson. But the tornado's still here. Why are they outside in the tornado? That's always been my question every time I play this part of the game.
I see that the real Max is back.
And one of the things she explains to Chloe is, I'm not going to remember any of this when I'm, like, sleepwalking, basically, until I come back from the past to the time where I was in the future. So you just need to tell me everything I just told you, otherwise I won't understand.
Worked, actually worked. You're with me again. Looks like even fate doesn't want us apart. And I traveled through multiple realities just to save my ungrateful ass over and over, and I hope it was worth it. I don't blame you for wanting me out of your life after all my drama.
No?
Come on. I'm the official drama king and queen.
Like, that's the weirdest part about this whole thing. She's like, yeah, after all my drama, I understand if you don't want me alive. It's like, she's literally doing all of this to save you from dying over and over again. Chloe, because you keep fucking up. And Max has to keep reversing time to fix that, so... Like, sure, she's just gonna be all of a sudden like,
you didn't ask for any of this to happen.
nah, fam, that ain't it, and just leave. Like, what the fuck kind of implication is that? So weird. So weird. Anyway.
I always wanted my life to be special. An adventure. But not without you. And it didn't happen until
Why are you outside? There's a tornado literally right there.
without you, my powers wouldn't even exist.
Like, come on.
And for whatever scientific, mystical reason that we'll obviously never figure out, we were meant to be together at this exact moment in history. I have to think that Rachel was somewhere behind the scenes, fighting for justice.
Yeah, it's like a
I
deal.
like to think that too. We all owe Rachel Amber. Now tell me everything that happened. You remember, right?
Well, we left the party and made sure Jefferson
Jefferson
couldn't find
couldn't
us.
find us.
For once, I was glad I lived in an actual fortress. Then the storm got hella crazy, and you said we would be safe at the lighthouse.
Which makes no sense.
Look, the storm is getting bigger now. It's coming closer. Ugh, I can't even believe this is real. This is happening because of
Hey,
me.
she's
Stop
finally
it.
starting to believe it.
Just stop beating yourself up, okay? We've both paid our dues already on it. God, look at that. Look at that monster.
What a fucking massive tornado.
This could be Rachel's revenge. Our revenge. The lighthouse is out of the way of the tornado. Come on.
Chloe.
Well, and now messing with time is finally gonna come back to bite her.
Alfred Hitchcock famously called film little pieces of time.
I'm back in class. What the hell?
These pieces of time can frame us in our glory.
I have to listen to this Jefferson lecture again. This might be hell.
Now, can you give me an example of a photographer
Okay,
who perfectly
this is messed up. Am I stuck in a time loop?
Yes.
Bueller,
Diane Arbus.
Be calm and don't freak out.
Why Arbus?
Yet.
No.
Images of hopeless faces.
Birds are flying into the window and dying.
Sad mothers and children.
She saw humanity as
So,
What's going on?
time's completely messed up, right?
Keep that to yourself. Seriously though, I could frame any one of you in a dark corner and capture you in a moment of desperation.
Well, there's his motivation. Framing people in a dark
Everybody's
corner.
gone now. Have I totally fucked up time?
Yes, time is incredibly unstable,
Doesn't
Max. Hold
make
on.
sense.
Just how unstable is it? Well,
Rachel didn't deserve any.
there's Max and Chloe finding Rachel's corpse.
Oh no.
There's the lighthouse being destroyed by the storm, which means it's not safe for the lighthouse, despite what she said about being safe for the lighthouse.
I see you, Max Caulfield. Don't even think about leaving here until we talk about your entry.
And now we still have to talk to her about the Everyday Heroes contest.
I just wanted to know if you'd like to spend the rest of your life in my darkroom.
Yeah, time's
Your
messed up.
purity inspires me so much, and we could be so happy together. Who needs selfies when I can give you portraiture?
What the fuck is happening?
There's no way I'm saying that.
You like
No
those
way.
options? I don't. Even watch it a second, you see, I'm like, how do I get out of this? Try like skip it. It's like, no. I have to give an answer.
My selfies are shit. I need to be framed by a real artist.
Gross.
I'm just a poser.
Yes, you will be posing. For me. There's so many angles I want to expose you with to the
Gross.
world.
That's
I hope
so
you don't
bad.
buy needles or duct tape.
And then he disappears. And then we get to go through a really trippy dream sequence. So this is where they really start to like ram home Twin Peaks and everything. Kate like goes to the door and kills herself. It's always just basically endless. Every time you go through it, it just does like loops around and stuff. Then eventually you find a key. Lets you get into one of the locked ones. It's a whole bunch of voices talking. Yeah, so a lot of weird dream sequences and stuff in Twin Peaks happen and things like that. So now you're Victoria Chase. Victoria's room. But yeah, so time's really messed up. This is in Max's head. She's like hallucinating, stuff's going backwards. One of the things they did in one big scene in Twin Peaks was there was a dude who talked backwards in a red suit. They filmed it all forwards and then set it to go backwards. They set all the lines backwards. It's generally weird and stuff like that. So they're kind of just really like throwing everything at the wall here to be like, hey, remember this is like half teen drama, half Twin Peaks. Well, the teen drama stuff kind of didn't pan out. We kind of cut that all out at the end of episode 3 and didn't really focus on too much more of it. We kind of just went, they were full Twin Peaks. I feel like we haven't gone full enough Twin Peaks yet, so let's have a weird dream sequence in Max's head. Let's mess with the time. Let's have backwards walking people. Now we have like a stealth section here, which with time rewinding is really weird. The even weirder part about it is it's like, you feel like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna avoid these torches and do a stealth section while rewinding time. And then you get to this section, it's the junkyard, and the bottles are here again, which is just bizarre. You have to sneak around and grab bottles. I left it in, I'm pretty sure I did. I got stuck here, and if you rewind, like, no matter how far or rewind time, that guy wouldn't take his torch off me, so I was just literally soft locked. I just kept holding rewind time until it basically broke and reset me back to the last checkpoint. Put all the bottles down, take the photo of them that breaks them, and then put on the bench. We're in a snow globe now. There's the snow globe on Chloe's mantle. There's Chloe and her dad. Alright, time's getting really messed up. It's Max. There's a bunch of text messages here from different people being like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Max, sort of thing. And she wakes up in the dark room again. And Miss Jefferson's like, oh, Chloe's way better than Max, and Max sucks. And everyone's like, oh my god, Max is the fucking worst. It's like, wow. Literally everybody, you know, Boren, Nathan, Victoria. And then now we're in the bathroom. One really cool puzzle here. There's a keypad you have to solve the puzzle for. It's a 4-digit puzzle. It doesn't work. Numbers everywhere. There's only one that shows up in the mirror, so that's the correct answer. And then there's like... This is where the game really tries to ram home one of the endings. And I feel like this is how the game really tries to like sell you on which ending is the quote-unquote legitimate ending. So what's happening here is everyone's talking about don't let the tornado destroy Arcadia Bay and kill them all. This is all the residents of the town. They're all outside as well, being like, wow, you've done all this stuff, you've saved us all, and you made everything better, just let us die of the tornado, like, what the fuck? And then you talk to, you know, a Max doppelganger, and she's like, you ought to use your time powers to get popular and be friends with people and looking for a shortcut to, like, overcome your own insecurities and everything like that, and all you did was leave behind a trail of death behind you. And Chloe's not worth saving, basically, and she got you with a drama, she's just using you to her own ends with, you know, all the rest of it, you got Stockholm Syndrome. And you're just a puppet, basically. And someday Chloe's gonna get rid of you, and then Chloe shows up and tells the fake Max to stop fucking with you. And then we get to walk down the Hall of Memories, all the different stuff that happened with you and Chloe, her room, all lines from earlier in the game. It kind of stopped for a bit to begin with, because I was going to use some of this footage. And then in the end, I was like, we just sort of speed through. It's just all the events of the game so far that happened with you and Chloe. They're breaking into the school, there's the principal's office, the pool, the party, guessing, you know, going back in time, her being a paraplegic, finding Rachel dead.
Almost there.
And then finally, this is it.
Please wake up.
The endings. We're finally there. Hope you're ready to see how this game ends. So we've had two major plot lines. And then they've tried to wrap up both of them. Like I said, they kind of dropped the teen drama at the end of Chapter 3. But they bring it all back now for this. Storm's coming.
Max, can you hear me? Please say something.
It's really rammed home Chloe and Max being together.
Oh, thank God.
How does the
Don't you
game
ever
end?
do that again, okay?
I swear. But that nightmare was so real. It was so horrible.
Storm's still there. It's still coming. About to completely annihilate Arcadia Bay. And in her mind, in that weird time dimension, all the residents were like, please don't kill us. And Warren made the point about, make the right choice, I know you will.
I caused all of
And Max is starting to realize,
I changed fate and destiny so much that I actually did alter the course of everything.
this is all her fault.
All I really created was just death and destruction.
Fuck all that, okay? You were given a power. You didn't ask for it. And you saved me. Which had to happen. All of this did. Except for what happened to Rachel.
Chloe's like, everything had to happen
her.
without, except for
Okay, so
Rachel
you're not the
dying.
goddamn time master, but you're Maxine Caulfield. And you're amazing.
Max is conflicted, obviously. And
Max. This is the only way.
well, he has the photo she took in the bathroom when she got
I feel
shot.
like I took the shot 1,000 years ago.
So, final choice.
You could use that photo to change everything right back to when you took that picture. All that would take is for me to...
Fuck that. No. No way. You are my #1 priority now. You are all that matters to me.
I know.
So,
You prove that over and over again.
save the town or save the girl? Exactly.
I'm so selfish.
As a lot of people that played through this game have said it, it's either save Arcadia Bay, B-A-Y, or save your Bay, B-A...
Even my
Bay or Bay.
Fuck.
deserves her alive. There's so many more people in Arcadia Bay who should live. Way more than me.
Don't say that. I won't trade you.
You're
Do the
not
needs of the
trading me.
many outweigh the needs of the few?
Maybe you've just been delaying my real destiny. Look at how many times I've almost died or actually died around you. Look at what's happened in Arcadia Bay ever since you first saved me.
Yeah, see, reality's trying to
I
correct
know
itself.
I've been selfish, but for once,
So that brings home that whole thing I was saying
maybe I
about
should
fate,
accept my
about how it
fate.
always happens how it's supposed to.
hour of fate. Chloe.
Fate was basically trying to make sure
Max, you
Chloe
finally came back to me
did
this week,
die.
and you did nothing but show me your
Like
love
Final
and
Destination, right?
friendship. You made me smile and laugh like I haven't done in years. Wherever I end
Thank you for the
up
hydrate.
like this, in whatever reality, all those moments between us were real, and they'll always be ours. No matter what you choose.
There it is
I know
again,
you'll make
right
the
decision.
decision.
Chloe, I can't make this choice.
No, Max. You're the only one who can.
And here it is, the final choice of the game. Kill Chloe or kill everybody else.
Max.
So,
It's time.
like I said, there's a Twin Peaks storyline and there's a
Chloe,
teen drama
I'm
storyline.
so sorry. I don't want to do this.
And
I know,
as anyone
Max.
knows about the
But we
hero's
have to.
journey, you know,
We
Hero of
have
a
to
Thousand
save
Faces, all
everybody.
that sort of stuff,
Okay?
is that when you step
And
into the
you'll make
world
those
where everything
fuckers
goes
pay for
wrong,
what they did to
eventually you
Rachel.
have to go back home. So, this
Being
is that
together
ending.
This week,
This is the travel back.
it was the
Changed
best farewell gift.
The better
I could
for the
have hoped for.
worse.
You're my hero, Max.
And, it almost pays off some of the teen drama's plotline as well, you know. Max and Chloe finally realize they've been in love with each other the whole time. That's why Max has been trying to save her so hard. But he has said she'd sacrifice herself for the greater good for the rest of the town.
I'll always love you. Now get out of here, please. Do it before I freak.
Can you imagine being in that situation
And Max Caulfield, don't you forget about
where you've
me.
almost died so many times and been saved, only to realize, well, I have to die in the end? And then your friend being like, I'm gonna go back in time and make sure you die now. And being like, well, I'm gonna cease existing. That's fucking why. Alright. Let the stars ending play out. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. I realize I've been here for like 3 hours. Enjoy the start of this ending. I'll be back in a second.
It's cool, Nathan. Don't stress. You're okay, bro. Just count to 3. Don't be scared. You own this school. If I wanted, I could blow it up. You're the boss. So what do you want?
I hope you check the perimeter, as my step-ass would say. Now, let's talk business.
I got nothing for you.
Wrong. You got hella cash.
You don't know who the fuck I am or who you're messing around with.
Where'd you get that? What are you doing? Come on, put that thing down!
Don't ever tell me what to do. I'm so sick of people trying to control me.
You are going to get in hella more trouble for this than
I'm
drugs.
back.
Nobody would ever even miss
A
your
lot of
punk
East
ass,
Coast
would
on
they?
about
Get
going
that gun away from me,
back
psycho!
home with and without 7,000 game before. Yeah. Which this game doesn't really answer that question. No, Max goes back and lets Chloe die, which seems to be the catalyst for her getting her powers, but like you don't see anything in this ending of her still having them or not, but she still has all of her memories for the week that she lived to an extent. And obviously someone hears the gunshot. Yes, so this is one ending. Yeah, it's like a week, right? Because when she sees the like tornado coming and checks the newspaper, she's like, that's Friday, that's only 4 days away. So it's like even less than a week. This game's really has a weird concept of time. Not just because of the time travel, it just really doesn't feel like it's only been like 4 days since the game started when you get to it and all the rest of it. But now we get to see how that changed events. So Chloe's dead. David comes in and finds Chloe dead and arrests Nathan. So Nathan fighting Warren. Taken to the police. He confesses to everything that's been happening. Police use that as an opportunity to arrest Mr. Jefferson as well. Chloe gets to go and meet Joyce and David. And then she gets to, you know, come to terms with her friend being dead. Also, what kind of asshole force gives someone powers to save someone just to make them relive it or sacrifice the town? Yeah, pretty fucked up. This whole ending is pretty messed up. But the funny thing is that there's 2 endings. We're going to see both of them. I will be showing the next one after this. But this ending basically goes, Chloe sacrificed herself to save the whole entire town. You come out. This is them getting ready for Chloe's funeral, which Max helped with. And there's no tornado, which goes to show you that, you know, if Chloe did die, it did fix everything. There is no tornado. There is no, you know, eclipse, no snowstorm, no anything. Jefferson still ends up in jail. Prescott ends up in jail. He doesn't end up dead instead, so Nathan gets to live in this ending. And, you know, Arcadia Bay survives. Quite literally, in the end. You know, you pick Arcadia Bay and all of its residents. I want to stress that because this is interesting. The 2 endings, picking between Chloe and Arcadia Bay, when you check the endings in game, I think Arcadia Bay is 52% and picking Chloe is 48%, which is kind of insane when you think about it, right? Like, there's 48% of people. I'm not saying it's the right choice, right? It's a video game. Pick whichever one you want. But the 48% of people are like, oh yeah, the entire population of the town, doesn't matter, I'd rather save the person that I've spent all this time trying to keep safe and everything like that. One life is worth, yeah, the trolley problem, quite literally, right? Except that you can actually see the percentage of people that picked each one for the number of people that finished the game, which is kind of crazy. But even with trying to wrap up the Twin Peaks plotline, right? So no more supernatural stuff as far as you know in this ending. Chloe's gone. There's no more teen drama. Everything's all sort of wrapped up. Even with all of that, there's still a few little nitpicky problems with this ending, right? I'm going to point out a couple right here. That's Kate Marsh and Warren. And you'll see in a second that there is very fucking few people at this funeral. And very fucking few of them are from Blackwell Academy, right? And I skipped over a lot of stuff. We're trying to hit the high notes of the story to make a point here. Chloe did go to Blackwell Academy and was kicked out for poor grades and poor conduct. So she was there when Rachel was there, which is before a lot of these people, because a lot of them don't remember Rachel. There's Kate comforting Chloe's mother. Kate and Chloe never met in this timeline, nor did Warren. I don't know if Max invited Warren to come along and support her herself, but there's no real reason for him to be here either otherwise. And yes, Max does stand next to Warren here, but like doesn't hold hands or anything with him, so it's not like oh, he's here for my support or anything like that. But there's like no one else here, right? Like, look, there's like 10 people total in this funeral. So why the fuck is Kate Marsh here? She has no reason to be. Whereas, you know, Warren kind of does. And then there's like Victoria and some of the other students there, which they didn't know Chloe at all. Like, it's just weird that there's someone here and all the rest of it. And there's another character that's going to be revealed in a second. It's like hiding off to the side that doesn't want to like join the main funeral because obviously it'll be obvious when it, you know, shows up in a second. But it's Frank. Until you kind of made your peace with Frank, with Chloe through the course of the game, Chloe owed Frank a shitload of fucking money that she still needed to pay back. They weren't friends. There's really no reason for Frank to be here either, other than Chloe was friends with Rachel. But he also says at different points that Chloe and Rachel weren't necessarily good for each other either. So, you know, everyone shows out to give her this, like, hero's funeral, but there's no real reason for it because a lot of them just don't know who Chloe is in this timeline because you've erased the last week from everyone's memories, except your own. And then the same time Butterfly that kicked off all this lands on Chloe's coffin, and Max kind of has this knowing look like, yeah, I remember the last week. It's like, how are you not more traumatized? In your mind, it literally just happened again. Anyway, so let's wrap up the sort of teen drama plot line.
Max, it's time.
And let's go full drama this time. Let's not get rid of the drama. Let's embrace the drama. Let's wipe out Arcadia Bay. So, like I said, the other one with all the funeral and everything like that, it has like a really good, like sort of like long ending. It sort of pays off some of the stuff that's happened in this game and everything. And this time Chloe's like, oh yeah, I'll be with you forever. It's like, yeah, you fucking better. I just sacrificed an entire town just for you. Like, what the fuck? If you're like, oh yeah, cool, thanks for doing that for me, I'm gonna leave now, peace, sort of thing. But also at the same time, how toxic is this relationship gonna be? If like Chloe ever steps a foot out of line and Max like gets especially pissed off about it, she could just turn around and be like, yeah, but I sacrificed an entire town to save you, and I could have like just ended your life by rewinding time, so maybe you shouldn't be such a bitch to me right now. Like, this isn't gonna end well. Just being real, right? Like, this is like full-on drama. Like, how does this relationship end particularly well unless nothing ever goes wrong for either of them? Because it's kind of like, she's deeply affected by this tornado right now, right? Like, she's like, this sucks, but I don't want to lose you. So, you know, 6 months time, how is she gonna be like, Chloe's gonna do something wrong? She's gonna be like, yeah, but I had to kill everyone just so that we could be together. Why are you being such a bitch? You just hold it over their head forever. It's not good. And like I said, there is no real ending to this game. Like, there's no canonical ending to Life is Strange, as far as I can tell. I looked it up before. Don't Nod Entertainment will make it. I've never said, oh, this is the canonical ending to Life is Strange. But this ending is just, oh yeah, the tornado wiped out the whole entire town. See, everything's fucked. There's nobody wandering around on the streets. The implication is that every single other person in Arcadia Bay is dead. There's not a single human being anywhere in any of these shots, so they have all died. And Chloe and Max get into Chloe's car, which somehow survived. They must have had it up near the lighthouse. Drive through the wreckage. They don't stop to look at anything. They don't stop to grab any supplies or anything throughout the town. Max kind of looks like, oh god, what the fuck have I done? And Chloe's like, driving along, and has this look on her face like, man, what did we do? Sort of thing. And looks over at Max and is like, wow, Max is like suffering. And then they kind of stop at the edge of town. Like, reassures Max, is like, hey, it's fine. We're together. And then that's it. Another great day on Arcadia Bay. Thank you, come again. And they just leave. That's it. Like, there's no definitive canonical ending, but that ending's way worse than the other one, in my opinion. Anyway. Cool. Alright. So. Turn this down a little bit. We're almost done. Why do I still love this game? Why did I recommend this game as a playthrough? For Video Game Book Club. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I started playing through this game again for the video game book club, and I was like, yeah, this game's great. I really love this story. It's really good. It tells a really interesting story, and I'm a massive fan of time travel stories. Actually, quite literally recommended me this game because he was watching a Let's Play of it, and he's like, it's a game, it has decision making and choices in time travel, and I was like, sold immediately. Didn't even look up anything about it, bought it, played through it. Loved every second of it on my first playthrough. Taking a more critical lens and looking through this game more critically as I played through it really didn't do it that many favors. Like, there's so many instances of like choices that don't matter, choices that are inconsequential, choices where you can just rewind time and make the other choice, proceed on with the game. There's so much in this game where it's just kind of like, it doesn't matter. There's also the stuff like with Max pulling the files down and landing in the oil and her being like, it's gonna happen every single time, or breaking the snow globe that you can't go back and do. And then at the same time, there's instances of her being like, Max, you're so clumsy, use the chair, don't try and grab that down from up there. And it's like, don't point out your own concept flaws, game. Like, that's a really dumb idea. Like, when the game pokes holes in its own story and plot, really at some point you have to stop and think to yourself, why? Right? Like, it's so stupid to do that because it makes no sense. When you have a game that really just goes, we're gonna just make fun of our own game. It's kind of just like, and I know it's not what they're trying to do. Like, they're not intentionally making fun of their own game. They're not intentionally poking holes in their own plot and all the rest of it. I'm sure it's actually unintentional, but the characters pointing out the holes in how this game functions really does make it a little bit worse. You know, story can be perfect, every character's going to have something to them. This game kind of makes you love or hate the characters, kind of meaning of storytelling. It really is, and I don't think it's wrong for doing that, Zertle, either. But I think part of the problem comes down to that in doing that, it really doesn't do itself any favors in how it functions. Like, Telltale Games, right? And this is one of the things I wanted to talk about with why I did this and everything, is when you're going through choices in story-based games, people are going to talk about a lot of the games that have done choices before. One of the other games I want to do for the book club, so I won't get too in-depth on it, is BioShock, or just stream all of the BioShock games at some point, so I won't necessarily get into it, but they have a system in them that's around choice, and I mean, it's a morality system in a lot of cases and stuff like that, which is another common way of implementing choice-based stuff into video games. But in actuality, even if it is just a morality system, it lets you make a choice and then you're stuck with it. Telltale Games time you of doing the choices and stuff like that, right? Like, when you get to a choice in Telltale's Walking Dead, there's a little timer bar. It's like, make your decision before this timer is up, because it wants the choices to be meaningful and impactful. And that's something that this game both does and doesn't do at the same time, which is one of the things that kind of I don't like about Life is Strange. Like, there's stuff like Kate and David's interaction where you can rewind time and pick whichever option you feel is better, but at the same time there's conversations like where you're in the truck with Chloe in the first episode going along and she asks you the questions, you answer them. You can't rewind that scene, and when you get out of that scene it saves, and you can't go back to that cutscene without reloading your save file. So there's times where the decisions you make are static and final, again, like with the Kate Marsh scene where the game basically like throws it away sort of thing. And at the same time, there's opportunities where the game's like, oh, rewind as much as you want until you have the decisions you want. Or cases where it's like, don't rely on my time travel powers, and then it makes you heavily rely on it to make sure that Frank doesn't get shot by Chloe. You know, like, there's so many different things. And the game does carry those decisions through. The stuff you decide with Kate makes the decision of having her jump off the roof or not easier. And with the conversation with Frank, there's a section where you can have Chloe steal a bunch of money from the principal's desk that's being used to upgrade the school to support disabled students. And you can steal that money and give it to Frank to pay off Chloe's debt, and Frank will be more agreeable in that conversation as well. You can get around both of those regardless of what decisions you make, but the game kind of doesn't lean on those sorts of things enough to really hone in on the whole choices mattering in this game. And at the same time, they don't hone in enough on the time travel to make the time travel matter in this game. Like, they want to have both things, but, like, not have either one matter as much as it should. I guess that's the way of making this game exponentially big, cutting the number of choices still in storyline versus storyline. True. Sorry, I was teaching class to organize. Oh, I'll definitely check that out then. An example I find of a choice-based game that does the time travel element correctly, and it's a game I swear nobody will have played here. 100% can be almost guaranteed no one has played it. There's a game on the DS, the original DS, not the 3DS, called Time Hollow. It is quite literally a visual novel where time travel is the main mechanic. And there is multiple points throughout the game where you have to use the time travel power. Excuse me. And in doing so, you have to make a decision on how to change something in the past to bring yourself into a different future. And there's multiple different options in every single one. And depending on which one you pick, it changes subtle things about how the story plays out. And I played through that game, I used to play through it like once a year, around the time the game starts, because it kind of does flow nicely through a couple of days, so you can play it over a couple of days and like be like, yeah, I'm playing this in real time. When I know I'm weird. But it kind of does what this game does with time travel and choices mattering, but actually makes both of them relevant. Because once you open up like a time portal in Time Hollow and change the thing in the past, that's it. Once you close that portal, that decision you've made is final. Whereas this game, you can make a decision, rewind time, make a decision, and go, I don't really like that one, I rewind it, make the second decision again, sort of thing. And it's like, it's a bit of a cop-out. I'm gonna jump ahead a bit here in this video that I got playing, so apologies for the music jumping, because I want to talk about this. I thought I'd have more to say about why I still love Life is Strange, but this feeds into some of the conversation that you were having in chat before around Life is Strange 2 being a completely different game. So the legacy of this game, right? It's similar to the Telltale Walking Dead and all the Telltale games and all those choice-based games at that particular time, because this came out around the same time. They kept making them. They made more Life is Strange, but obviously with how this game ends, and with there being no canonical ending, you can't exactly go into a direct sequel, shall we say. So what they ended up doing is Life is Strange 2 is a completely different game. It's, in my opinion, not very good. I'm not going to tell anyone who played through this one to not play it if they feel that way inclined, because I did, and I did not enjoy it. They took the formula and tweaked it, and 2 is a tale about two brothers, and the younger brother, who is the one you don't play as, you play as the older brother, has telekinetic powers. So not time travel, but telekinesis, so the ability to move stuff with his mind. And for that one, the way that it works is your choices for how you quote-unquote raise your younger brother, like if you teach him to be a good person, when he has the opportunity to act in some of the cutscenes and do stuff on his own, he'll make choices that have high morality. If you choose to like teach him that like stealing is fine and stuff like that, when he makes choices, he'll make choices that reflect his lower morality. And that's how like that game plays out to give you multiple endings. There's like 6 endings to Life is Strange 2. It's not very good, and I didn't like any of the endings per se. I don't think the game wraps up its story particularly very well. Basically, your dad ends up dying, and you're worried about the cops are going to blame you, and you run away from home. That's a very brief spoiler for the start of Life is Strange 2. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't a fan of it. They also did a prequel called Life is Strange Before the Storm, which is before this game, that has Rachel Amber before she disappeared, and Chloe, and you play as Chloe, and there is no powers. It's literally a Telltale game. You make the choices, you're stuck with them. That's it. Haven't played that one. I've heard it is not bad. If you really like the characters from this game, you'd probably like Before the Storm, is what I've heard, but I still haven't played it myself. I do own it, I just haven't played it yet. And then, yeah, True Colors was the fourth one, which is the most recent one they made. I also own it, but I haven't played it yet. I think the powers they used for True Colors was like an empathy-based thing. I think like you can sense people's emotions, and through that you can change how they feel by sensing like colored auras, which is why it's called True Colors. I don't know. That's kind of, sort of looks like from the trailer. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, every Life is Strange game, apart from Before the Storm, which is a prequel to this one, has been a completely different story. The problem with Before the Storm is, right, is you know Rachel Amber's going to disappear and end up dead. So, like, you have to kind of be really invested in Chloe and be like, I want to see how Chloe went from who she was to who she is in Life is Strange to actually care about that story, which is part of the reason why I haven't gotten around to playing it. I think Chloe's not as interesting a character as Max is. So, yeah. That's the legacy of Life is Strange, right? Like, it didn't just drop one game and disappear. Like, it's become like a fully fledged series, and Don't Nod's done a lot of work on it and all the rest of it. So, yeah. Like I said, I like this game. I have a lot of gripes with it from playing through it this time, which is about the fourth time I played through it. So I don't know how I didn't notice it on some of the subsequent replays I did. Maybe I was just like, yeah, I'm just going to play through the game because I like the story. I didn't really critically analyze it, which is part of what the video game book clubs make me do, is critical analysis of the game. So that's sort of where I've found a lot more flaws with it and things like that. But yeah. I don't know if anyone played through this. Like, I did suggest it. I think you picked it up, Kai, and I know Jan picked it up, but I don't know if anyone actually got around to finishing it. I didn't follow up with people because this was supposed to be at the end of last month, and I got really busy, so we kind of fell off for this one. I did give people a heads up on the Discord, exclamation Discord, if you want to join and find out some more information about the next episode of the book club. But we do have a different game we're going to be doing for those ones. Let's see if this worked properly, because I added this on the fly. Oh, it's down the corner. Hang on. We're like halfway. That's fair. So here we are. That's the next games. So if anyone doesn't know what these two are, I mean, the first title there has the title on it there. But we'll be doing this at the end of April. I'm going to try and stick to that schedule. Oh, I got stupidly busy last month. That's why we're like 2 weeks into April and finally finished off the book club from last month. I got busy, and then I filmed all this footage, and I started making the video, and I was like, I got a lot to say about this game. Holy shit, this is going to be like a lot longer than I thought, right? And that's where we ended up where we are. But we're going to play Max Payne 1 and 2. They're both relatively short games, a hell of a lot shorter than this, but I wanted to go for something that tells a story, but in a more action-oriented way. So that's what we're going to be doing for the next video game book club for next month. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome, Mars. Thank you for the raid. My name's Everest Kayagath. Just at the end, yeah, it's been a long one. Let's give you a shout out here. Overwatch 2, nice. How was your Overwatch stream, Mars? I like this track. I went and found this one for background music. But just some of this footage we were playing for the game that didn't really have any need for the music. I was playing with Barley for the first time. It was a lot of fun. Hell yeah. Alrighty. So yeah, Max Payne 1 and 2. That's the one of good few games. Hell yeah. Yeah, Max Payne 1 and 2. That's the next book club. Should be at the end of the month. Like I said, much shorter games, but we're focusing on loss in video games. And we're using a more action-oriented game to do it, but we're talking about love and loss, which is sort of a similar theme as what we've just experienced with Life is Strange. We're using Max Payne as a lens to analyze that as a storyline element. So feel free to play through that if you'd like to join the conversation. Next month, this one has been a lot more just me talking through stuff, because I didn't check in with people to see if anyone finished the actual game. So we ended up with a bit more one-sided this time, but like I said, I had so much to talk about, so much to show. So I hope you enjoyed it. We might use a bit of a similar format for the next one, but it won't be anywhere near as long, hopefully. That was like 3 hours and 45 minutes of footage in the game. But thank you all for popping in, sticking around, seeing how much of the game I had to talk about and all the rest of it. This VOD will be going up on YouTube, so feel free to check it out there if you did miss any of it. It's a good game, like I said, but yeah, flawed. I guess that's the best way to put it. Anyway, let's change over to here. Oh, I'm in the corner. Hang on. Aha. All right, let's wrap things up. Yeah. All right. Who are we going to raid? That's the important question to answer now. For anyone who is waiting while we get the raid organized, tomorrow night we're playing Hunt Showdown again. Coming back on fight night. I missed last fight night because I was busy with some other stuff that we were doing on Friday, so unfortunately stopped doing that one. So yeah, gonna be good fun. Gonna be playing with HJ and a special guest. Verdi is busy with something else, so feel free to come back to see who the special guest is. Same time as usual, playing the same time this stream started tomorrow night, so feel free to come on back for that one. And we're gonna go and raid somebody we haven't raided in a long while, unless they're ending. This is how they're ending. Alright, cool. Let's go and raid them. Thanks for the stream. No worries. Thank you all for hanging out. I will. There's the raid message. If you're not a subscriber, feel free to replace the RSK hearts with the regular hearts, or you can spend 200 channel points to unlock a specific emote, and that'll give you access to that one because you can use it as Avros K hearts. We're going to go and raid the lovely local neighborhood Onesama, my VTuber sibling Erica Tamamo, and we'll head on over and give them a lovely raid. Yes, thank you everyone. Thank you for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed it. I will catch you all tomorrow. I'm gonna do a short one in the raid tonight. Should be a more normal week next week. I needed the time at the start of this week to do some editing and get the video all set up and ready to go. So cool. All right. I will catch you out later. Thank you all for being here. Hope you had a wonderful time. I've been Avros Kargath. You've all been wonderful. And I will see you all tomorrow if you're back here, or whenever I catch you next. That's going to be it for me. Otso Avi.